Okay. So we
You're good. You're streaming.
yeah, I'm streaming. Let me give you the YouTube link.
Sure.
So, oh yeah, yeah.
Let
I
me
think he's getting set
open.
up, and then we can start.
Here's my YouTube link. Wrong room.
Oh, I found it's in your bio. I can just click on it.
No, the link to the current
Oh, the live.
stream, debate with leftists.
Okay.
Why did it not start? It should have
Yeah,
started.
I'm on it.
But why is
It did start. I'm watching it right now.
it started?
Yep.
That's good.
Um,
All
I
right.
I can't watch it because I'm on my phone, and I don't want to have conflicting audio. But if this debate goes on long enough and I get back home, I'll be able to watch the stream.
It should go
Yep.
long enough. So the next step is for me to share an invite from anyone who comes to YouTube from because YouTube recommends my live streams. People come in and then they join the Discord from the YouTube. It already happened.
Yeah.
All right, so we can get started. So
Sure.
All right.
so you
So
guys, yes.
just to clarify, the name of the room is just to pull people in. It's not. We're not debating like the entirety of right wing ideologies. We can choose one and just go from there.
Yeah.
Great, no problem. So you guys identify as leftists?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I identify as right wing, so that's good. So you think I'm wrong about something?
Yeah. It could be anything. So just like give us a typically right wing belief, and we can talk about it.
Yeah.
I think the best thing is free markets. So I think free markets cause prosperity, and the less freedom of markets you have, the less prosperity you have.
I agree.
So how are you left wing?
Um, where in left wing ideology does it say that I have to oppose free markets? Not even socialism opposes free markets.
So how? Okay, so you tell me how are you left wingers? And what are you left wing?
Because I have predominantly left wing beliefs.
Like what?
I no
Yeah.
nowhere in left wing beliefs does it
Free.
say we don't support free markets.
Yeah. Free markets. Free
That's
market
not true.
socialism exists.
Yeah, free
A lot of
market
people don't like
socialism
free
is what I'm a
markets.
supporter of, actually.
How do you have free market socialism? Explain to me.
Look, no, we're not gonna hold on. We're not gonna play.
Because
We're not gonna play this like you can't be this unless you're this kind of game. I'm not. I'm. I. I'm not. I'm not like really opposed to free market. It's just. I just prefer uh, planned economies over it. But we're not gonna play this game of like you can't be
so
this, so you can't, so you have to be this. It's like we're not gonna do that. It's not really
personally,
productive.
I'd say I'm a supporter of free market socialism. So an economic system which still has businesses, still has free market, still has things like that, except the means of production is owned by the worker. I agree. I think free market. I mean, we're talking about if we're talking about giving people the most freedom and the best quality of life that we possibly can. I agree that free markets are one of the best ways to do that. So I wouldn't oppose free market socialism.
What do you
I'm
mean?
sorry, I would be for free market socialism.
What do you mean free market socialism? I don't understand how you.
What do you think socialism is?
I would say socialism is against freedom in markets.
I
No.
would disagree
So
because that's
no,
not what socialism is. Simply put, socialism is just transferring the power of the means of production to the working class. It doesn't have to change anything about like how businesses work except for the means of production. It doesn't have to change anything about like laws or anything like that.
Yeah.
It also takes the market out of the hands of the government in a way because the owning class tends to be tied very closely to the government, especially in capitalist societies and corporatism. So when we're talking about socialism, I'm never going to say, or I mean, Chimp might. I don't really know his full belief or their full beliefs on it. But I wouldn't ever say I oppose a free market.
But I don't understand. So you can either have, like, let's say, maximum free market. You can free the market,
Sure.
which means anyone can do anything financially, economically.
Sure.
But if you add something like socialism and then you say the worker, it's owned by the worker or something, then you're constraining the market. You're
How is that concerning the
No,
market?
that's not.
That's actually freeing it more because you're giving a larger majority of people the power. Right now,
You're
a small
giving
amount of people owns the power. So
you're giving the most. You're giving. It's like in a way giving like the means of production and the means of like how businesses go about doing things. In a way, you're kind of giving it to the consumers. So that does inadvertently make it a more free market because the people who are like like the people who like are the majority of people who like participate on the lower level of the economy have more say in it because the working class and the people who own the means of production are in their hands. So
I think
that can that's so it's like that's how you make a free market. It's more safe from the people who actually participate in the market the most.
There's a difference between safe and free, though. What you're saying is that the people are going to control the market. That is definitionally not a free market. Someone is controlling it. And I'm not
did
saying
we
that's a
say?
bad
Did
thing
we say?
necessarily, but
Sorry, where did we say people are going to control the market? No,
you
but
said the
there's no
consumers.
controlling. There's no control. I didn't say anything about consumers. I said
Because
that the
you said, I
worker.
mean, I don't know if it
I
was
said
you,
hello,
but
hello. Hold on. I said the work. Nobody in here said anything about that. And if they did, I would disagree with them. Anyways, the worker would control the working class would control the means of production. This has nothing to do with controlling the market. It's just simply the way the market functions. It would actually function in a more free manner because the worker would be less free or would be more free of the constraints of the owning class. So it would actually be a freer market under free market socialism.
The consumers would have more direct say over the market too. It's like
You mean the workers?
okay.
yeah,
So
work. Well, I
um,
mean, it's just a good metric to like it's a free market and consumers participate in a free market. The people
Sure.
who are working are like the consumers and they have more say in the means of production. That's my point. I'm not
Yeah.
I know they're working class, but that's just my
okay,
point.
okay. So we have a clear disagreement. So I I am a right winger, and I don't believe that it's good to
Same, man. Same.
Okay, okay, but I just want to present my being a right winger is expressed
Well, what do we mean by right wing?
right. So I'm about to
Yeah.
Are we
Let him,
referring to like social
let him
positions
finish,
or
please.
Just let,
economic?
just let them finish.
Yeah, we're talking about specifically the free economics, the economic freedom, specifically right now. I'm a right winger in many things. One of them is the main thing for me is economic freedom. Everything else is secondary. The most important thing for me in this universe is economic freedom, and I don't think it's beneficial. I don't think it causes prosperity to say anything else. As soon as you say that it's good for the workers, this and that, that's already even that statement creates a deformity in the market. You need to let the markets be free. If
Yeah,
so,
it's more it's
We're
more free under when the majority owns the power. Right now we have a constricted market
no.
because the
So
owning class owns the market.
so we have a disagreement. Let's we can change.
Okay, but you're arguing semantics, bro. You're saying, "Oh, well, your belief means that this would happen," but I haven't said that I haven't even clarified my belief other than saying the words free market socialism. So you have no clue what my belief is. You're arguing on what you think socialism is, which isn't true because the only thing that makes socialism is workers owning the means of production. What's structured around that can be literally anything.
Wait. Okay, I don't want to have a
okay,
semantic.
so
Wait 1 second.
how do you
Let's clarify before we continue. Right, we don't want to have a semantic disagreement. So we're both using free markets, but we might be confusing each other with what we mean by these words. So you guys, you
What do you think
leftists,
free market means?
no. I don't want to have a semantic argument. I want to talk about.
No, I want to clarify definitions. I
So
want to know what your definition of
so
free market
fine.
is.
So fine. Let's talk about science. Let's talk about reality. Let's ignore.
What
terminology.
Let's talk about free market. Yeah, no, I
Well,
want
no, no,
to
wait,
hear what
hold
your
on.
definition of free market is, so I can
Mr.
better understand your argument.
I
No,
really,
Mr. Slave, we need to like actually clarify our terms.
yeah,
so we
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
I
we're talking
agree.
about.
So first I want to make sure this is not a debate about semantics. This is a debate about reality, about how to create prosperity, the highest average quality of life possible. So let's
Sure.
talk about, we're talking about science. We're talking about a measurable quantity that we can scientifically measure and
In economic science, sure.
yes, and predict. Okay, so
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you.
So I believe that if we have complete freedom and we let everyone do whatever they want, we'll get this
That's not.
quantity. We'll take this quantity that we're going to measure, average quality of life, that we're going to define together. But this quantity, I believe, will be maximized under complete freedom. But also, you will maximize inequality, which I don't care about. So I don't care about equality. I care about maximizing average quality of life.
If you don't care about equality, then you don't genuinely care about freedom, because freedom includes equality. If everybody has equal freedom, then we are free. Or sorry, that's not a good claim to make.
Okay.
But like
I'm not
an intrinsic part of freedom is not just you are free and you're putting others down to maintain your status of freedom, which is very similar to what we have right now in like American like capitalism, because the top 5%, like the owning class, right? Like it's not just rich people, but like when we're talking about the owning class, we're talking about people who own the means of production, right? So those people hold all the power right now. They are the ones who are living in a free market.
I don't care.
We aren't. We have to subjugate to their will and what they're doing.
I don't care. So that's our disagreement. I don't care about.
So you don't care about freedom. So you don't actually care about freedom.
Fine. So I said,
Can I just say something?
No. Let me just clarify.
Just 1 second.
Just before that,
No,
so
go
I
ahead.
just want to clarify: we're not having a semantic discussion about freedom. We're
This
having
isn't semantics.
no. We're having a scientific discussion about reality, and I'm going to
Having an
measure.
economic
I'm
discussion.
going to measure scientifically two quantities: equality that we can define and average quality of life. I don't care about measuring.
How do you measure
already-
these? How do you measure these?
I
You
think
already framed the argument.
I think that the
Wait, so-
inequality I will maximize. I think I will maximize inequality, and I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. But I do
So
care.
maximizing inequality is not a problem with you.
Yes, I don't care. I don't care about.
Yeah.
So
So
you're saying
there's no point of
acceptable
having an
situation.
argument with you.
So we
You're
don't.
saying an acceptable situation is for one person to own all the money in the world and
don't
everyone
care.
else to be living in
I
abject
don't
poverty.
care. I don't.
Because that's a high average standard of living. There's one person whose standard of living is 1 billion and everyone else whose standard of living is 0. That's still an extremely high standard of living, like an extremely high average standard of living. And you're saying that's an acceptable situation to be.
I don't think.
He's saying he doesn't care, which is
No,
crazy.
I don't.
But
I don't. So what you're going to get under in maximize when you maximize freedom, you get what is known as a Boltzmann distribution. So a Boltzmann distribution looks like a bell shape, but it has a infinite tail on the right, but on the left it's bounded at 0. If you look up on Wikipedia Boltzmann distribution, if you let molecules in a gas free, so you get a distribution of velocity of particles from 0 to infinite.
what is the relevance of this?
That's the distribution that you're going to get. So you're not going
You're
to get.
you're equating like the properties of like matter, like physical matter, to our ideology of an economy. This isn't a proper
It's
like
science.
you can't equate these things.
That's my prediction. That's you. We can make this right. So if
Your
you
prediction is that the economy is going to work how particles work.
Yes.
That's not a substantiated claim or a reasonable claim to make.
we
And you've
can-
already said we should have kicked you out already, because you've already stated I don't care about inequality or the hardship it might bring to people who are on the working class.
Why would
So
you?
you've already clearly stated that you're arguing from a bad faith position. So I don't want to talk to you anymore.
How's that bad faith?
Mr. Slave,
Yes.
Mr. Slave, you're a libertarian. Are you libertarian?
He's a
Somewhat.
rightist.
Somewhat.
Okay.
Pretty
What's
sad.
your position on the age of consent?
Why are we switching topic?
Oh, I'm just
This,
curious.
this is very off topic.
No.
It's off
No,
topic.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
it's off topic.
the conversation wasn't going to go anywhere because Mr. Slave already announced that they
Yeah,
don't
he's
care about
already announced that
I'm just
he's
I'm just
so it
putting
taking
an
doesn't
it.
example.
matter. So we should just
Well,
change.
which is what
We
I
should
was
just
going to say.
change
So
the topic.
I'm fair. I'm kind of a little bit more right leaning in terms of economic policy. So I was going to take over. This
Yeah,
guy,
that's perfectly fine.
I don't agree with anything he's saying. This is nonsense.
Yeah, so
No,
I'm gonna
but
I'm gonna kick him out, and I'll talk to you, Lanos.
So, say again.
I said I'm gonna kick him out, and then I can talk to you because you'll actually have a.
all right. That was weird. Anyway, so what we get is a Boltzmann distribution when we let everybody loose. You get some inequality, but there is a distribution. Another Mr. Slave W. Ben Noach. Hey, Ben Noach. What's up, man? Yeah, yeah. They don't like. Good question. What is your opinion on the age of consent? I'm gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. No, let's put you in 5 minutes. I'm gonna give you a chance not to repeat yourself. If you repeat yourself, see spicy, I will ban you from my channel. Anyway, what do you mean? You're off topic. We're discussing something. If you bring up age of consent, so that's basically, I don't want to discuss it. It's a weaponized this topic because the topic has been weaponized. We cannot discuss it. As soon as you discuss it, then you people start reporting you to the FBI. So it's not possible to have this discussion. Maybe if you're a Muslim, then you're protected by the community and they don't report you. But if and if you're anything else, they come after you. So I've already had the mob come after me with this ridiculous. So you have uncontroversial views. That makes sense. I understand. I don't. Well, you know what? You can see from my profile picture that I admire older women. That's my fetish. So oh, okay. Look, it doesn't matter. Let's not. I just want to conclude. I just want to make sure everybody understands that you like if you have complete free markets. So these people, they said, oh, we're pro free markets, we're pro free markets, and then I said, yeah, if you allow everyone everything, you might get complete inequality. And then they said, okay, we're going to kick you out. So they're not pro free markets. They said we're pro free markets, and I said, okay, I'm pro free markets. They said, yeah, we're also free markets, but you have to give the control to the workers. So I said no. So that's where we have our disagreement. I'm pro free markets, period. And you guys are pro free markets with the addition of giving the control to the workers. That's not free. That's not complete freedom. That's something else. So they kept claiming, no, the pro free markets, no, they're not pro free markets. And when I said I'm completely pro free markets, and then they said, oh, but you get inequality. Because I could tell that they don't want to, they don't like inequality. So then I said, I don't care about inequality. I don't care about the result that you might get with complete freedom. And that got them super upset. And then they kicked me out. Incredible. To kick a person out of a debate. This is just a presentation of and they were saying what the name of the room is right wing is wrong. And they kicked me out for presenting a position that I'm open-minded to discuss. And they said, oh, you might get one person has all the money and the rest have nothing. That's still highest quality of life. I said, no, you get a Boltzmann distribution. They still kicked me out, even though it's this. You get distribution. You don't get a perfect equality. You don't get uniform distribution. You get a Boltzmann distribution. Some people have zero. Some people have you have a long tail, long right tail. Some people could be extremely, extremely wealthy. Fine. That's what you get. Some people have extremely high IQ and some people have zero IQ. And some people are, somewhere in the middle. But it's not It's not a bell curve. It's not a uniform curve. The curve is according to the IQ. But that's how you get the maximum prosperity in the economy. Yeah, some people are going to have zero. Some people are going to have zero, you know. Some people are going to be aborted as babies, as fetuses. There's no perfect justice. Oh, there's 5 people with us? Anyway, if there's any more questions, so let's go through. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Maybe I can show you a Boltzmann. You know what? Let me look up a Boltzmann distribution. Or maybe we can go to my room. You know what? Let me create a room. If everybody is already listening to my channel, join to create. How do you join to create? So let me send you a link. If there's 5 people, where is my room? Let me get a link to my room. And let me share the link with you guys so you can join me and we can have a discussion. Oh, we have someone. Charlie, what's up, man? Oh, you're not listening and you're not talking. You're just here. Let me see. So, if anybody wants to join us, why are my messages not showing? Am I banned or something? Maybe. Gel Q Nelson. Let me check. I don't see. No, I don't see anything. It says, no, you're not in timeout. You're not hidden. I don't see any reason. I see your comment right here. So which comment is not showing? Charlie, can you hear me?
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's your position?
Oh, I just wanted to make fun of you for the age of consent thing.
Why? Like, what do you mean?
It's really funny.
What do you mean? But what's funny? It's
Uh,
dangerous. It's weaponized. You can get people killed. I don't see anything funny about
yeah.
that. So
I don't think minors can consent.
okay.
Do you think that minors can consent?
I don't want to
Just
talk
curious.
about it. It's weaponized. The conversation has been weaponized. So I cannot.
I see.
Yeah. So we can talk about anything else, but not that. Unfortunately.
All right, I was just checking in on that topic. Yeah, I'll be out.
Okay. Anyway, I don't know what these people want. Let's see. Let me see. So, Jelk Nicholson. I typed 2 of them before. It doesn't matter. Let me see. This one. Shout out to Mr. Slave Gang, all 3 of us. Did it show up before? Yeah, I see it here. Shout out to me. I see it. I don't think it was banned. I don't think you're banned. I think you're good to go. Anyway, no one is coming in, and they're having their debate, which is fine. Let me just show you a Boltzmann distribute. Boltzmann distribution is the basis of quantum mechanics. It's really incredible. Let me see. Boltzmann distribution is an exponential distribution. That's not what I expected the Boltzmann distribution to look like. Wait a minute. Well, first of all, let me give you the link on the Discord. So, but why? I didn't expect that to be the graph. Why does it look like that? Let me see. Boltzmann distribution. This article is about system energy in statistical mechanics, mathematics. Boltzmann distribution is probability measure that gives probability that a system will be in a certain state as a function of that state's energy and temperature of the system distribution is expressed in the form of it's an exponential. maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not the Boltzmann distribution. I'm looking for distribution of speed of particles in a gas. Distribution of speed of particles in a gas. In a gas. Distribution of speed of particles in a gas is a fundamental concept in the kinetic theory of gases. Maxwell Boltzmann. Oh, it's not Boltzmann. It's Maxwell Boltzmann. Let's go. Why isn't it opening? Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. All right, so that's it. So it's not a Boltzmann distribution. It's a Maxwell. That's how that's how wealth gets distributed, in my opinion. I think we can look it up. How does wealth get distributed in a perfectly free market? Da, 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 da. Wikipedia distribution of wealth. There's no mention of it, so let me. Yeah, because I don't think Wikipedia would like it. So let's see if Maxwell Boltzmann, if there's anything in if the word economic. So econo doesn't show up. Finan, no. So let's ask Google if Maxwell Boltzmann shows up. So Maxwell Boltzmann distribution, economy. Let's see if there's anything that relates. Maxwell distribution is statistical constant that describes the distribution of speed among particles. Yeah, we know that. What is Maxwell Boltzmann distribution? So nobody else thinks that? Only I thought that? Maxwell Boltzmann, kinetics, Boltzmann distribution, probability, no, Maxwell distribution, Maxwell Boltzmann distribution, collision, Maxwell Boltzmann distribution, okay, so let's see what else we got. We have comments. So I just wanted to say that I got in trouble discussing the age of consent about 15 years ago. Yeah. It's a topic that unfortunately has been weaponized. Not just that. I mean, if you go to jail and you're being accused of stuff like this, you'll get murdered. So it's a death sentence. So that's it. I mean, if you want to get someone murdered, that's all you need to do. So it's deadly, and the ones who use it the most are men. I don't hear women use this, but men try to get other men in trouble with this and get them murdered. So men are very dangerous. People, the red pill community, they complain about how women are dangerous, but that's not true. Men are by far more dangerous. Men will try and get you murdered just because they disagree with you. I mean, men are terrible. The red pill, they say, oh, women are terrible. No. Terrible. If you want to see terrible, that's only men. Only men can be as evil as getting you murdered because of a disagreement, because of philosophical disagreement. Anyway, Maxwell Boltzmann distribution wealth. I thought I read this once that people related the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution in distribution of wealth, inequality, physics of our finance. This prompted the idea that distribution arises because people exchange wealth when they meet, much as gas molecules exchange energy when they collide. That idea has since been tested using mathematical models that liken human beings to molecules bouncing around in gas. That's what I wanted. Maxwell Boson, okay, so that's in scientist.com, newscientist.com. So let me give you the link. When it comes to income distribution, there has historically been one pattern for the rich and one for the masses, says Stephen Battersby. No, that's not true. There's one model. It's the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. So let's see what they say. Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. This prompted. So let me give you the next refinement. Okay, let me give you some text. Here is some text you can read. So more than 100 years ago, physicists pointed out that the broad income curve for the majority resembles distribution of energy among molecules in a gas, a pattern called the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. This prompted the idea that, okay, give me a link. So the new scientist.com does not have links, does not reference, has no sources. So that's not good. What else we got? That should be not a Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, Maxwell-Boltzmann statistics. The Boltzmann distribution gives the probability. So there's more values in Wikipedia. Probability. Where is it? Should not be confused with. I don't see that. Social thermodynamics. That's from WSU. So faster moving molecules interact. Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, bimodal and discontinuous distributions of temperatures among molecules indicate non-equilibrium states. Nature works to minimize these gradients and increase entropy. Back to a broad distribution among states. Now we can get back to the issue wealth. So that's from Washington State University EDU. So that's very good. That's more sources. Okay, so they say published by 2017 by Jacob Leachman. So social thermodynamics, temperature, and wealth inequality. Good. That's basically it. Interaction energy. Good stuff. And there's he calls it the Maxwell distribution. And the inverse speed. Okay. And about Jacob Leachman, nothing. But anyway, so it's an article on an EDU website, so it's pretty good. Let's see, the word wealth shows up 9 times. Wealth inequality is closely connected to social thermodynamics through the property temperature, which is analogous to resources. It's time I really explained what temperature is from a thermodynamic standpoint and how it relates to societal imbalance, as Professor Scheidel has presented. So this was presented by a professor. It's covered in the wiki. Thermodynamic temperature. Thermodynamic temperature is directly proportional to the mean average kinetic energy of a specific kind of particle motion known as translational motion. Okay, but where is wealth? Let's look up wealth again. So wealth inequality is closely connected. As you can see from the GIF and the IMP plot, atoms and molecules interact all the time with little bias. Faster moving molecules interact and transfer energy to their slower neighbors, causing a continual distribution around the equilibrium thermodynamic temperature shown in the next figure as a classical Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Bimodal continuous distribution of temperatures among molecules indicate non-equilibrium states. Nature works to minimize these gradients. Now back to wealth. Okay, so let's see the next time he mentions wealth. Professor Scheidel has identified four primary mechanisms for dramatic wealth redistribution in human history, and his analysis is sobering. Mass mobilization warfare, transformative revolutions. You don't need these. State collapse. You don't need these. Catastrophic plagues. You don't need any of this, like the black. You don't need these. In perfectly free markets, you get molecular interactions. Basically, humans behave just like molecules. The speed, when a human with a high speed bumps against a human with a low speed, there is an energy transfer. So a rich guy interacts with a poor guy, he's going to do something with him. He's going to interact. Every time a wealthy guy interacts with a poor guy, he gives him energy, gives him money. So he goes to the restaurant, he buys clothes, he buys a car, he buys an apartment, he buys food, he goes on a vacation. Anything he does, he needs workers, everything. So he's always redistributing his energy. So he's losing energy and giving it away to other particles. So that's how. So you don't. Maybe okay. So more comments. So maybe you're a pedophile then, says Barry Bill. I think he's talking to Jel Q Nicholson. Actually, it was a bunch of women that piled on me for it. Anyway, oh yeah, it happened to me. Yeah, that's true. But it was a red pill community. Yeah, I guess it could be women too. I don't have statistics, but yeah, the for me it was I was in the manosphere, so the manosphere mob came after me. So it could be women too. And Barry says, yes, I agree that I guess it could be women too. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is. We live in a society, and that's the problem. And that's, as I've said many times, that's the solution to Fermi's paradox. We betray each other. Anyway, so that's it. So to their claim that I don't care. I mean that if you get inequality, do I not care? I mean, so fine, you get inequality, but you get a distribution. I would say that is relative to the IQ. So the smartest people gain the most resources, and they move society the fastest forward, and society pays them for it. So Steve Jobs was rewarded handsomely for his high IQ and his contribution to society. But it's not like Steve Jobs lived a wealthier life. Steve Jobs lived a normal life. He worked very long hours, and he changed society and he benefited society, but his personal life was normal. And Bill Gates, maybe they live in a bigger house and stuff, but I think their quality of life is not proportional to the amount of money they have. The wealthier a person gets, he just reinvests his money. So it doesn't really create um, an inequality in the quality of life. It creates an inequality in power dynamics. So Steve Jobs was very powerful. What's his name? It's Bill Gates. Elon Musk is very powerful. Jeff Bezos. These are powerful people. Yeah, some of the power goes towards increasing their personal quality of life, but not. If you look at it, it's not. I don't think it's proportional to the amount of wealth they have. Most of the wealth goes towards reinvestment, and you can see with Elon Musk, I mean, he lives on the production line of Tesla and on the production line of SpaceX. and on the production line of X. So his quality of life, his personal quality of life is low. And I think this is true in general for the billionaires and the millionaires. It's not like their lives are significantly different than the rest of us. Anyway, so that was that. And I think, let me see, one more comment. I know, dude, I've been following you since you had 6 subscribers. Yeah, it was a terrible time. And any interaction I have with, with people, they bring it up, and, Alex's videos are still up, and people look it up, and they go and they reference it, and they say, oh, he's a pedo, and they start, attacking. And and Alex knew what he's doing. It's not that he didn't know what he was doing. He knew that it was completely baseless, because what happened was that, what was the name of the other guy, the other YouTuber who was talking to underage girls, and he told them, come back when you're 18. So they came after him, and then I defended him, and then they came after me. I took the fire I couldn't see him getting attacked. I didn't have a problem taking the fire. I don't regret absorbing the fire for him. That's my job. I I don't know him. I didn't know him then, but I cannot see an innocent person getting harassed by a mob. I will always defend against the mob, any person. I don't care. I'll give my life to defend the innocent. Yeah, Hormaxer. Yeah, so Hormaxer. I don't have anything in common with him. I don't relate to him. I think he's very smart, and I was once on his podcast, and he reviews medical articles like I couldn't believe. I mean, he's really into the chemicals and the steroids and the food additives, and he really knows his stuff. But I'm not into that. I'm not into anything that has to do with him. And but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When they came after him, I I came after them, and then they came after me, which is fine because they let him go. So I'm fine with that. And I'll do it again, obviously, anytime. But for now, when people attack me, I have to shut them down. Otherwise, it's a contamination. They contaminate other people because people don't know. People think, pedo. They hear the word pedo. They say, maybe he's a pedo. We have to protect the children. So people don't know. So the community becomes contaminated, and again, and a mob might evolve, because humans become mobs before you know it, unfortunately. So that's it. So when that what Alex did was pure evil. And I have a friend, Karen, who is a trans, who had a sex change operation, and she explained. She said, "Yeah, Alex was just, he couldn't handle me getting attention and making fun of him during the live shows. He couldn't take it, so he had to destroy me, and he did everything he could." And that's fine. He needs to make a living, so we can understand him. It's not like I cannot understand him, but he couldn't care less if he hurts me. What does he care? He didn't want me to hurt his brand. I was damaging his brand by just hanging around him. People always asked, where is Mr. Slave? People wanted me to be there, and whenever I was there and I was talking, saying anything, Alex ended up looking like, like a buffoon, whether I wanted to or not. He just I made a statement and he disagreed, so I expressed my opinion, just like with these guys that I just debated. So they had to kick me out because it's just survival. I think their brain just kicks their Darwinistic survival mechanisms just kick in. How can you say you don't care about equality? Obviously, we're going to kick you out, even though I explicitly said I don't care about equality. I'm talking about maximum prosperity. So you agree that if we have maximum freedom of market freedoms, we get maximum prosperity. We might get maximum inequality as well. Okay, but I don't measure inequality. I don't try to reduce inequality. I could care less about it. You would get a Maxwell Boltzmann distribution, which I'm fine with. It's some sort of distribution. It's basically in accordance to IQ. But you see, these guys instinctively they kicked me out. They didn't think twice about it, which is weird because they said right wingers are wrong. Well, how did you prove that I'm wrong? You didn't prove that I'm wrong. You just what did you prove? I said you would get maximum prosperity, and they said yeah, but not. And anyway, they changed. In the beginning, we were arguing about semantics, but so I said, okay, let's argue about the science. And then once we argued about the science, they couldn't play word games anymore. Anyway, everyone, that's it. I see that some people have come back. Yeah, we're having streams, but we need. I need an audience to interact with. I need people to debate in order to have a good time. Oh, let me see. There's 13 messages on YouTube. What's going on here? So Charlie. What's this? What is that? Okay, I don't know what they're talking about. Everyone is okay. I don't know what they're talking about. I need a female to fart in my mouth. All right, that's good. Yeah, I actually don't like women farting in my mouth. I like women pooping in my mouth, but not farting in my mouth. For some weird reason, I don't like farts, which is bizarre. What else? Nothing. And personal messages. I don't know who this guy and this guy, which is fine. Okay. No one else wants to join me. Anyway, I hope you learned something about the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. Not the Boltzmann distribution, the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. Distribution of wealth? No, Maxwell. So that's what it would look like. That's what distribution of wealth. Oh, you can't see it. Let me copy image and paste it in the chat. So that's what the distribution of wealth. That's why is it looking like that? Let's try to copy paste it. Maybe take this link. Upload failed. Something went wrong. Try again later. Processing. No, it's the same. I think it's the same problem. You can't see the axes, so it's difficult to understand. What's incredible is that this is the foundation of quantum mechanics. It's unbelievable. The Maxwell Boltzmann distribution is the foundation of quantum mechanics. That's how Charlie. Hi, YouTube. Hey, Mr. Charlie. Kiwi. Okay. So the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, so Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution, quantum. Let's see. Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. Well, we can just go, no, not Boltzmann distribution. So let's go to Maxwell and look up quantum. There it is. And quantum exchange interactions, no. Quantum Boltzmann equation. Quantum Boltzmann equation. Quantum Boltzmann, also known as the Euling, I don't know this. Quantum mechanical modification Boltzmann equation. No, I don't care about that. That's not what I wanted. What I want is to show, right, the Rayleigh distribution. Exactly. The Rayleigh distribution, I don't remember my foundations of quantum mechanics. Probability density function. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not. That's really not important to me right now. What is important is that no one actually discusses. There's no Wikipedia on what is the mathematically predicted distribution of wealth in a free economy. That's like something I would expect Wikipedia to have. Let's try and look it up. So wiki, just distribution of wealth in free economy. Distribution of wealth. I think we looked at this before. Distribution of income and wealth. World distribution of wealth. I don't care. So, but show me a mathematical model, a mathematical prediction of distribution of wealth. I don't care about statistics because there's no perfect free market on the planet. So you're not going to see that. I'm just looking for a mathematical model. Let me see here. Distribution of income. I don't see. I'm looking for a graph, like a Boltzmann. I mean, obviously, right? So we can prove mathematically that the distribution of wealth must look like something like the Boltzmann distribution. It's really very simple. We can argue this from first principles, because what we're saying is that the Boltzmann distribution, what we're saying is that the wealth distribution, it is left bounded at zero, meaning what are we saying? That zero people have zero money. One person has $1, very few. The question is, right, at the bottom axis is how many people, and on the y-axis is how much money do you have. So no, it's the opposite. Sorry. The bottom is how much money, right? The bottom is how much money you have, and meaning the x-axis is how much money you have, and the y-axis is how many people have this amount of money. So $0, absolute poverty, no one has. Basically, no one has absolute zero poverty. That's what we're predicting, because if people are constantly, like, let's assume everyone is healthy, everyone wants to work, but we have just a distribution of IQ. So the distribution of IQ, let's talk about the distribution of IQ. So the distribution of IQ is basically a bell shape. It's a normal distribution. However, it's bounded with zero on the left, meaning you cannot have less than zero IQ. But on the right, it's not bounded because who says what's the maximum IQ that a person can have? It could be infinite. There's no, it doesn't. There's no limit on the IQ, but there is a minimum limit on the IQ. You can be only retarded to a maximum extent that your IQ is zero. You cannot have less than zero IQ. So it's bound. So let's talk about the IQ distribution. So IQ distribution, right? We're transmitting this. Yes. Okay. So let's see. We have comments. Don't you think that there will never be a fair distribution of wealth and resources because of man's greed? Man's greed, I'm assuming, is a constant. Everyone has the same greed. You could say that there is a normal distribution of greed, or you can also have a Maxwell Boltzmann distribution of greed. But in order to simplify the model, let's assume that everyone has the same greed. So you can already tell that's not going to have an impact on the prediction. If everyone has the same greed, so that's basically the IQ, right? You could talk about not just IQ, you could talk about everyone has different health and different height and different SMV and different family inheritance and different climate where they live. You could talk about, you can complicate the model, but and you're saying resource, I don't know what you mean by resources. You can complicate the model, but I'm trying to simplify the model. So what we do know, as far as I know, what we do know is that wealth, personal wealth, is very strongly correlated with IQ. And IQ, so all we need is IQ. Even though some people become wealthy from being basketball players and from being models, and yeah, but it's I think the most, but we can also play with the model with beauty. Like beauty is right. There's a normal distribution of beauty. There's a normal distribution of height, but then again, it's the same problem because height is limited at zero. You cannot be less than height of zero, but no one limits you how tall you can be. You can be 10 miles tall. So again, you don't get a Boltzmann, you don't get a normal distribution, you get a Boltzmann, you get a Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. So Maxwell Boltzmann distribution comes back with vengeance again and again. I mean, it's just the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution is just the distribution of the speed of molecules in a gas. So some molecules are predicted to have zero speed. You cannot have less than zero speed, but some molecules are going to have very, very super high speeds. We don't even know what the maximum speed could be. It could be, even though the limit is the speed of light. So you could say that the speed is bounded at the speed of light, but fine. I would have to think about that. Is that true? Because it's a relative speed. I don't know. Anyway, obviously so, but with IQ, theoretically, you could have an infinite IQ. So if we're talking about the distribution of IQ, so the x-axis is the IQ. So we only have zero on the left, but we have infinite on the right. This graph continues to infinity on the right, but it's left bounded at zero because you cannot have less than zero IQ. And since we're correlating IQ to wealth, so you can only have zero wealth. You cannot have negative wealth, even though we know people have negative wealth because people are in debt. So that's negative wealth. But we're simplifying the model. We're correlating directly, strongly IQ to wealth. IQ cannot be less than zero, right? You can be dead. A dead person has zero IQ, or if you're in a coma, you have zero IQ. If your brain is completely malfunctioning, you're completely retarded, you have zero brain functions, then your IQ is zero. But but your brain could be very large and very well connected and so on, and we don't know if the IQ is limited, and you can enhance your brain and stuff like that. Anyway, your IQ has no limit on the right. So this graph, it's basically the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution is basically a normal distribution. It's a bell curve, but it's left bounded at zero and it's unbounded on the right. So it's, I think they call it a chi. I think it's also called a chi distribution. Isn't that a chi distribution? Chi, how do you spell chi? Distribution. It's chi-square distribution, tables of chi-square cumulative distribution function. Well, let me give you the link. And you can already tell that it looks like the Maxwell-Boltzmann distribution. I haven't seen this since I took statistics. In statistics, we learned about the chi distribution. So you can see that some of the versions are, no, it's not. Wait a minute. It doesn't start like a bell. Some of them are bell shaped. Let me see. Going back to the Maxwell Boltzmann. Yeah, Maxwell Boltzmann is bell shaped, meaning the first derivative is zero at zero, meaning it flatlines at zero. Not only is it value zero at zero, it flatlines at zero. It's a tail. It's a short. It's called a tail. Anyway, it's just terminology for how to describe the shape of a graph. So if you're looking at my video, so it's curved upwards. It's like a contact lens that you put in your eye if you flip it inside out and upside down. Sorry about the imagery. You have to work hard on the imagery, on your imagination when I'm talking. Anyway, so this is right, but when people talk about the distribution, right, there's a book called The Bell Curve, because it's about the distribution of IQ. The bell curve. So the bell curve. Oh, look at this. The image he used for the book is not even a. Oh, it is a bell curve. Okay. So let me give you the link to the bell curve book. The bell curve. I'm giving you the links on Discord, and then all these links are going to be gone. But whoever watches the Discord will see. But here, I'll give you the link here and the infamous chapter. Yeah. I never read the bell curve, chapter 13. Okay. I never read the bell curve. I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't think different ethnic groups have different IQs. I don't think so. I don't think black people have lower IQs than white people or Asians. I don't think so. Because I think that, anyway, I don't want to get off track, but I think his thesis is wrong. I think he is a racist, not with a negative connotation, just a scientific connotation. I think he is a scientific racist. I'd like to see his data. Maybe he has good data, so I don't know. But my intuition is that it's a false theory. I think the theory is no good. That's my intuition. Anyway, it's not the topic right now. So the topic right now is the shape of the distribution of IQ. So I see there's nothing about this in the Wikipedia value for the book, so that's no good. So let's look up Wiki IQ distribution. Yeah, my Brave doesn't autocomplete, so I have to type in everything manually. Okay, intelligent quotient. Let me give you the link. Okay, here is the link. And here you can have the link for intelligent quotient. Now let's look at what they say. Do we have a bell-shaped? There it is, a bell-shaped distribution. So I guess that is what they discovered scientifically. No? No link to the image? That's no good. How do we... Wikipedia. I mean, yeah, Wikipedia, but also, I guess Discord. How can we... Let me copy the image. Let me paste the image. Okay. So here is the image. So this is Wikipedia distribution of wealth. No, of IQ. So IQ, that's what they claim. I think this is impossible because again, IQ is left bounded but right unbounded. So it cannot be the shape. See, I'm making a prediction based on first principles, just based on the definition of IQ, I am predicting that that cannot be the shape of the distribution of IQ. But they say that that is, okay, they say normalized IQ distribution. It's normalized. So I guess they forced the tests to be shaped like this. It's not the IQ distribution, it's the normalized IQ distribution with mean 100 and standard deviation 15. So it's normalized IQ. What does it mean that it's a normalized IQ? I think that they scaled the test results in order for it to be perfectly symmetrical. That's my guess. So let me see why they say this. Why are they saying this? Let me look into this. I mean, what does it mean that it's normalized? Normalized IQ. Current test. There are a variety of individually administered IQ tests in use in the English speaking world. The most commonly used individual IQ test series is the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale. I mean, if you think about it, this is impossible, right? Because if a person can fail the test completely and get zero, but a person can take the test and get everything perfect in zero time. Okay, but then the test is no good for him. So you need to create another test that measures, right? If a person finishes the test and gets a perfect score, if a person gets a perfect score on the test, then the test has not tested his IQ to his ability. It only tested his IQ up to the speed, up to the ability of the test. So you're limiting the IQ, his IQ measurement. You're limiting it to your to your maximum potential grade that you're allowing people to have. That doesn't make any sense. That's a bad test. You need to be able to stress test any person. So if anyone gets a perfect test score, then the test is not good enough for at least for that person. So the question is, do people get perfect test scores? Anyway, obviously you can imagine that you can always have smarter and smarter and smarter people with no limit. So it's impossible that the shape of the IQ distribution test is perfectly symmetrical. It doesn't make any sense because it's zero bounded on the left, but it's unbounded on the right. You could have infinite IQ. Let's say you have a person who has enhanced IQ. He has Chat GPT 20 or 1,000 inside his brain. So obviously, and then the next day he has Chat GPT 10,000. And then, you can have more and more and more and more and more brain power. So it's unlimited. We don't know the limit of IQ. We can already see that ChatGPT in certain fields is by far smarter than humans. There's no comparison. So we can already tell that IQ. It's obviously IQ is unbounded. So it cannot be symmetric. So this is completely wrong. Let me see what people say. I mean, how could this be that it's symmetric? So why is IQ distribution symmetric? It should not. It cannot be symmetric. That doesn't make any sense. The IQ distribution is often assumed to be symmetric. Thank you very much. All right, it's assumed, meaning that the average IQ score is the same for both above average and below average individuals. I have no idea what that means. This assumption is based on the idea that intelligence is continuous, a continuous trait that follows a normal distribution. Okay, so it's an assumption. That's ridiculous. So they're assuming the conclusion, also known as a bell curve. That's terrible. Why is IQ distribution symmetric? There are a few reasons why IQ distribution is often considered symmetric. Biological factors. Intelligence is influenced by a complex interplay of genetic and environmental factors. Research suggests that these factors are randomly distributed, leading to a symmetric distribution of IQ. Randomly distributed. No. What do you mean randomly distributed? No. What do you mean? No, because you have evolution. Evolution is not random. Evolution is constrained by reality. Evolution is random mutations, but these random mutations, which one survives, which the one doesn't, is the ones that are best fit for the environment. So it's not random. It fits the environment. So if the environment stresses the population to have higher and higher and higher IQ, it's not going to be. Why would it be symmetric? It's bounded at zero. It's unbounded on the right. I don't understand why are they. Research suggests that these factors are randomly distributed. That, 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 the, that, that the factors that create IQ are genetic and environmental, and they're randomly distributed, leading to a symmetric. Why is that leading to a symmetric? I don't understand why this leads to a symmetric distribution. So what if it's bound? If it's random, but it's unbounded on the right and it's bounded on the left? It's just like the motion of particles in a gas. I don't understand. Gas also moves randomly, but there's an interplay between the particles. I don't know. Measurement errors. IQ tests are not perfect and can be influenced by various. Anyway, when I took economics, so we studied this topic, and the teacher mentioned that IQ is left bounded at zero and right unbounded. It was like everybody agreed. Based on that, we created the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. Yeah, I don't think the teacher named it that, but anyway, I thought I would be able to find the research from the course I took so easily, but now I see I can't. Um, so let's see what we got. Oh, we have more comments. So Jill Q Nicholson, have you noticed that people with small foreheads are not the smartest? Like there's not enough brain there. Some groups of people are like that. I don't think that's true. I don't think that there's groups with lower IQ. I don't think that's true. I don't have evidence. I never looked into this. But my intuition is just from knowing people. Like people used to say Africans are dumb and that's why they're poor. But but then some African countries became free markets and became super rich. So what their IQ, but what the genetics changed? That no, not always, but in most. I don't know anything about that. I don't know. Yes.
Hi.
Uh,
I just came because I wanted and I saw the title, Mr. Slaves VC, and I was interested. I want to know what is the idea.
The idea originally is that I'm a sex slave, but it's not important. We're discussing wealth distribution. And we're asking if it correlates with the Maxwell Boltzmann distribution. Are you familiar with Maxwell Boltzmann?
No.
All right. Do you want to talk about something? Are you an expert at anything?
Um, I don't know.
You're not an
I'm
expert.
good with plants.
You what?
I'm good with plants.
What?
Good with the botany. I'm an expert in botany, theology, Islamic theology.
Okay.
Also, I'm good with, I know a little, really little about philosophy, Stoic philosophy, because of my friend.
Because of your what? Your friend?
Yeah, my friend taught me a little,
Okay. But what is?
and that's it.
So you're saying you're an expert in botany?
Yeah, botany, the science of plants. I love plants. Oh no,
Are
I
you?
have
Yeah.
I have an addiction. When you start having too many plants to the point where you enter addiction mode.
I don't know.
Yeah, you need to try that. It's so fun. Literally, I have so much plant to the point where I hit like 100 in one room.
You what? 101 rooms? You have
In
plants?
one room,
You have
plants. That's it.
you have 101 plants in one room?
Yeah, yeah, in one room.
Okay. I hate
From really, you hate what?
I hate nature.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Why?
Because nature doesn't produce anything. Nature is mostly useless for humans. I'm pro-human. I'm anti anything that is not pro-human. What's the point? Like why do we need plants? Like the ones that we need, that's fine. Anything we don't need, we should dispose of.
You think the ecosystem works magically? It's just like rah. Nah, it needs everything. Every part of it has a benefit. You
What do
have nitrogen fixers. You have many plants that, by the way, benefit you without even you knowing. Like, for example,
yeah.
do you know why we use nitrogen fixers? Nitrogen fixers take nitrogen from the air and put it in the ground. You know how many plants are nitrogen fixers?
Wait,
Above a million.
wait, speak
When you're
slower.
talking,
Speak slower.
okay,
I'm missing words that you say.
so
Nitrogen fixers?
okay, so we have some plants that we really need, but we don't understand that we need. For example, we have some plants called nitrogen fixers. They take nitrogen from the air and put it in the soil, which is something, by the way, it's really special.
Which is
So what
something
happens is
that what? Which is
really
something
special,
that what?
really special, really special.
Okay, okay. I'm not saying I said if it's good, we should keep it. If it's no good,
Tell
then
me one plant that is not good. Tell me one plant that is not good.
I don't know anything about plants, but there's plenty of trees. We don't need all these trees. What's the point of these
You,
trees?
you think that these trees have nothing to do? They literally have a huge amount of microphilia. They're types of fungi that live in the roots. They have a symbiotic relationship with them.
Why do we need the trees and the fungus? Why do we need them? What's the
If
purpose?
the fungus and the trees do not work together, you cannot grow a single seed. Your soil will be depreciated from all nutrients.
What
You
would
know, when I want to make a
wait. So
you-
I don't look,
yeah,
some trees that bear fruit we should keep. Some trees
but
that
the other,
maybe Mhm. Yeah, I'm
let me
listening.
tell you, for example,
Yes.
I can turn beach sand to black soil. You know that
Then
just by using
then fine.
beach sand. You know,
That's fine. Then
yeah,
keep
you know,
then look, you're agreeing with me. I'm saying whatever humans find useful, whatever plant and tree humans find useful, humans should keep. Whatever is useless, we should dispose of. You're not disagreeing with me.
I'm telling you, the thing is, there's nothing to dispose of. That's the thing, really.
Let me give you an
Wh-
example. So the Amazon
Okay.
forest, we should turn that into skyscrapers and highways and
You try doing that and see what's gonna happen to your air quality.
my
One
what?
of the biggest.
Why would it
Yeah, cause
why would it have anything to do with my air quality is perfect. What do you want from my air quality? How is
the
it
thing
relevant?
is,
Yeah?
the thing is, the Amazon is one of the biggest, not only the biggest in the whole world of carbon containing soil. You know why does it contain that carbon? It's
Why
because of the plants in it.
why do I need
Let me.
why do I need why do I need the Amazon forest? What's the benefit to me?
So let me tell you what you will benefit from. Of course, you breathe oxygen, right?
Yes, I breathe and I exhale carbon dioxide, yeah.
No, wait, oxygen.
I inhale
Which
oxygen, I exhale carbon dioxide, yeah.
so when you, of course, you know this oxygen does not come from nothing. I think you know that, right? So in reality, the Amazon rainforest produces a huge amount of oxygen,
No,
about 20%.
no, it does
20%
net. No, net.
20% if you breathe.
First of all, as far as I know, that's not true. The Amazon is net zero oxygen. As far as I know, the Amazon is net zero oxygen. Let's assume the Amazon is net zero oxygen. Would you agree we should dispose of it?
No, because the soil in the Amazon rainforest is called the black gold. It is one of the most rich soils in the whole world.
I don't care. I want to build.
When you want to grow plants,
I
when you look, I understand you love humans so much, but if you want to build a civilization, you need to remember how our grandparents worked. They needed water and good land.
for
They
what?
didn't go and build skyscrapers for nothing. Because you need to grow food. Food does not come from nothing. You know that. Animals eat vegetables, vegetables that you
I don't
grow.
think
So what do you need? Good
we need.
soil.
That's fine. It's fine. So we should, humans should decide what to do with the Amazon, but just to keep it as a rainforest, that's a complete waste of space. I'm saying we should
I don't
dispose.
understand
Mhm.
why would it be a waste and you left the whole Sahara Desert. No, we don't. We want the Sahara Desert, but we don't want the rainforest. It is so counteractive. I don't know why.
Wait, let's finish with the Amazon. The Amazon, you agree that let's assume it's net carbon net oxygen carbon zero, net oxygen carbon dioxide zero. Let's
Okay,
that.
if it has zero, then by the way, it provides approximately 50% of the world plants and animals are found in the Amazon.
I don't
They
care.
serve.
I don't care.
They serve as
I don't care.
they serve the native species. Okay, you don't care.
I
They reduce erosion. They reduce erosion, something that
I
can
don't
affect you.
I don't
They
care.
help.
I don't. What do you mean? How can erosion affect me? Erosion in the Amazon? How could that affect me?
Uh, okay, another reason would be they also help maintain global weather patterns.
Why do I care
That's
about
something.
maintaining? Let's assume it's true. Why do I care about maintaining global weather patterns?
Because if the weather patterns break, you eat shit. That's reality.
What
You're
do you
gonna
mean?
have the worst weather you can ever think of. You cannot grow no plants anymore. You
So if
cannot do
if
nothing before you're doing right now.
okay, so if okay, so okay, okay. Let's assume that if we tear down the Amazon, then it's not going to break the weather. Let's assume. So you agree we can dispose of it?
You know how much gallons of carbon is found in the Amazon rainforest?
Why do I care?
The thing is, you don't know this carbon. If it went on air would be so toxic to you. You don't understand the idea. Why did you think plants came from for no reason at all? They just
Okay, okay.
popped in the
Let's
world and
assume
that's it.
let's assume we're going to keep the carbon in the ground. We're gonna tear down the
You cannot do that. You cannot do that. That's the problem. The
Why?
thing is, okay, the carbon that is in the ground right now, it's in the ground.
Yeah.
The thing is that the new carbon that's gonna come, what are you gonna put it? How are you gonna put it in the ground? You don't know how to do that
That doesn't make
because
any
it needs.
that does not make any sense. What you said makes
So
zero sense.
let, let,
Let's
let
assume
me explain to you.
let's assume
Let me
we're
explain to you.
assuming but before that, we're assuming Amazon is net zero. It's oxygen,
Yeah,
carbon dioxide net
it
zero.
does not make oxygen. No. Wait. You cannot say it's net zero carbon. It's net
Let's
zero
assume,
oxygen. Yeah.
let's assume
No,
it's net.
we cannot assume that. The
Wait,
only thing that we get out of plants is that they store carbon in their roots and down to the ground.
but
That's
let
the only thing
but
we get out of plants.
but let's assume it's net zero. So
Then
whatever it inhales, it exhales. So it's net zero. Let's assume it's net
that's
zero.
impossible.
Like what?
No, now it's completely different. Look, now you're talking about a completely different thing.
No,
We're talking about
let's just assume.
when we assume we're not giving reality. When we assume we're not giving reality.
I'll prove. No,
Reality.
I'll prove everything.
Don't.
Everything I'm saying is provable. I'm just I don't want to waste time right now proving and getting off topic. Let's assume because we'll come back and there's no point of me proving an assumption if you claim that even if we assume you're not going to agree. So I need to see how me and you agree based on assumptions, and then we'll go through the assumptions one by one and we'll discuss them. As far as I know, I can prove them very well. So, but I need to
So
know.
prove to me.
Yes.
Prove to me
No,
that
no,
plants
no, no, no,
are
no,
useless. Are
no,
useless.
no. First, you
Well, I'm
need
not
to
gonna do that.
no. First, I'm looking to see what assumptions we need to make in order for you to agree with me.
First of all, to show me the harm of plants on humans,
I didn't say that.
real
I
harm,
didn't say. I
and
never said
if
that.
they go to the
Never.
ecosystem,
I never said that.
that's the thing. No, I know you never said that. You said to me, "How are you gonna make me agree with you? You want me to agree with you?
I asked
To
you.
make me agree with you,
No, no.
well then,
I'll look. I need to know how to make you agree with me. So we're going to make assumption after assumption until you agree with me. So
okay, go for it.
I am going to give you the assumptions that I believe in. I believe in these assumptions. If you bring up the assumption, that's not going to work. I need to produce the assumptions because I know the assumptions which are true. So let's assume. So if we assume Amazon is net zero oxygen, carbon dioxide. So there's no inflow or outflow of oxygen and carbon dioxide. It's called a dynamic steady state system. Are you familiar with the terminology dynamic steady state?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a dynamic steady state. So there's no inflow, there's no influx of oxygen, there's no outflux of carbon dioxide, no inflow,
Okay.
outflow. Okay, that's the assumption.
Can I answer you?
Wait, that's it. No,
Okay,
I
that's
didn't
an
ask a
assumption.
question. I didn't. The question is,
Oh,
if we assume zero net zero influx,
yeah, understood. Yeah.
then do you agree that we can dispose of the Amazon?
No.
Okay.
because the Amazon has 50% of the species of animals,
Why do
also
we care?
insects,
Why
also
do we care?
plants.
Why do I care?
Your medicine does not come out of nothing. You know, usually it's made out of substances that are taken from plants.
Are
Or
you saying? Are you saying that people go into the Amazons to get my medicines?
ginseng? You think ginseng you think ginseng is made in a lab? No, of course it's not made in a lab.
It's made
You
in
need
the
to go.
Amazon. The source. Okay, let's assume. Okay, let's make another assumption. Then let's assume that no one goes in and out of the Amazon right now. The Amazon is a preserve, is a reserve. There's no inflow or outflow of any resources from to the Amazon. So we don't use. No one in society, in modern society, is using the Amazon. No inflow, outflow of any resources to or from the Amazon. That's an assumption. Then do you agree that we can dispose of the Amazon? Yes or no?
So what you did is you stripped everything from the Amazon and said, "Do you agree?" You just want me to say yes. That's reality. You stripped everything out of the Amazon. That's reality. You
Wait a
just want
minute.
me to
Wait. Hold
agree.
on. Hold
That's
on.
it.
Hold on. So we just made two assumptions that there is net zero oxygen and carbon dioxide influx, outflux of the Amazon, which I believe I can prove that it is true. And we made a second assumption there's no influx, outflux of any resource to from the Amazon, which I believe is true.
Also, we said that it does not contain any carbon. That's something you said too.
We could, yeah, yeah.
So
So no, so there. I claim that the Amazon is a steady state system, so there is no inflow, outflow of carbon or carbon dioxide. There's no inflow, outflow of anything currently from the Amazon
okay.
to the Amazon. That's, I think that's we can verify this. But are you here? Ah, he's gone. Ah, people run away. So when you nail them down, they run away. Unfortunately, very, very unfortunately. Okay, so that was interesting. Yes, who's back?
Slave, you're way out of line, man.
What happened?
I'm sorry to say.
What happened?
I'm watching your stream, man.
What's going
I,
on?
do you really think that you had that guy pinned down?
Yes, of course. You don't?
Yeah, no, I don't, man. Dude, you said
Mhm.
you said that you should just like topple over the Amazon and build skyscrapers over it,
Well, yeah, but
and
Mhm.
and then your way to try to get him to agree with you was
Yeah.
by giving a hypothetical Amazon that had nothing in it. You stripped it. You presumed that there was nothing in it. You just stripped everything that was in it that makes the Amazon special.
I made an
You realize that,
assumption.
right?
I made an assumption. There's zero flux. The Amazon is zero flux. There's no influx, outflux of anything going in or to the Amazon, which I believe we can
Is that
substantiate.
true in real life, though?
Yeah, as far as I know, it is true. Yes.
Okay. Well, I think you should look into the Amazon because that's not the case.
But
Because
that's
people
fine.
go through,
Then you agree.
they go in and go out.
Fine. Then
No,
you
I
agree.
disagree because
Wait.
you don't. No, because
Wait.
I'm saying you don't know what you're talking about. You
That's
don't know about
fine.
the
Then you
Amazon.
agree that if it's true, then we can dispose of it. Yes or no?
That's besides my point.
No, that's my question.
Yes, it is.
Wait, what?
That's I'm saying your question. I'm saying your question is like, it's silly because it's once you after you take away everything from the Amazon,
Let's
it's just not the Amazon anymore. So you're
Wait, but
talking about
you
something
agree,
else.
but fine. You agree that if we make the assumption that the Amazon is zero flux, then we can dispose of it.
Can you repeat to me what I just said?
Repeat to you what you said?
Yes, please.
You said that I'm stripping the Amazon from its Amazonness. That's what you said, I think, right?
Sorry.
What?
Okay, something along them lines, I guess.
Yeah,
My point is,
Yeah.
by saying that, having that question and presuming that everything is gone
No.
from the
No,
Amazon
just zero
is
flux. Just zero flux.
zero flux.
There's no motion in and out to from the
No
Amazon
motion.
of anything. Net. It's a dynamic steady state. There's net zero motion of oxygen, carbon dioxide, or any other resources moving in and out of to the Amazon. As far as I know, that's the reality. So I'm just
You
saying,
don't believe there's not. You don't believe there's animals that move in the
not
Amazon?
not net in and out on net is zero. It's net zero. The Amazon is net zero. Whatever moves in also moves out. It's net zero. It's zero flux.
There's no there. You realize there are people that live in the Amazon, right?
Yes, but it's net zero. It's
Please elaborate on what you mean by net zero flux, because that means
it's not
kind
a,
of.
it's
I
not a
don't
sink.
implement.
It's not a sink of any resource, and it's not a source of any resource. It's
Yeah.
a
Okay. That's why I tell you to look into it, because it is a source of
but you
resources.
fine, fine,
And
fine.
the other guy
You
told you this, but
fine.
you are making a presumption that there isn't a
yes, I
resource, or
am.
you're hypothetical.
Fine, fine. So I am. But you agree that if you agree, but you agree that if that's true, then we can dispose of the Amazon. Yes or no?
No, my point is, since you obviously have no clue about, you don't know anything about the Amazon, right?
Let's assume
You don't know the resources.
let's assume that's true.
Yeah,
Let's
well,
assume
I'm
I don't
talking
know.
about
Let's
real
assume
life application.
fine. Let's assume it's true. I don't know anything about the universe. Let's assume it's true. Now let's assume also the Amazon is zero flux of any resource. Then do you
Why?
agree?
Okay, my point is,
Mm-hmm.
that's besides the point. My point
Mm-hmm.
is that you're saying this,
Mm-hmm.
yet it's objectively
Mm-hmm.
not true. You said multiple things
Mm-hmm.
proving your ignorance on the topic,
I agree.
yet
I'm assuming. Let's assume ignorance. I agree with you. Let's assume my complete ignorance of the multiverse.
no, I don't want to assume though, because I'm pretty certain of it. So would you come
Fine.
clean, or do you want
Fine.
to?
I grant you your wish. I'm ignorant of the multiverse. I am completely
Not the
ignorant.
multiverse, just the Amazon. Just the
Fine.
Amazon.
That's included in the module. You have. I grant you everything you want, but you grant
You
me.
don't have to grant me everything. I'm just
Fine.
saying, you say all this. You basically, would you say you advocated for building skyscrapers over the Amazon, or no?
Of course.
Okay. Okay. That's. Do you see how that's outlandish?
No.
Very to an extreme.
No.
Not in any way.
Correct.
Okay. Well, can you give us some examples of resources? Like the other guy told you, plenty of reasons not to destroy the Amazon, right?
Give me one.
Can you name some of them?
No, give me one. What do you mean?
I'm asking you to name some of them,
But
because like I'm presuming you remember the
but
conversation.
but you wait 1 second. Do you grant me the assumption that the Amazon is zero flux of anything, of any resource that we can discuss? If we can, we assume it's zero
In
flux.
reality, no.
Okay, but if we assume it's zero flux, then you agree we can dispose of it? Yes or no?
I'm talking about in reality.
No,
Not in reality,
I'm
no.
asking you.
If you take, okay, presuming,
You're refusing to answer the
okay,
question.
slave.
Yes.
I gave you a question earlier. What was it? Before you brought back to this hypothetical, what was my question to you?
I don't remember.
Okay. That's okay. Let me bring you back on track.
Mm-hmm.
So I said,
Mm-hmm.
I asked you to name some reasons not to destroy the Amazon, like some of the resources that it has. And do you not want to answer that, or do you want to just go around that?
You want me to tell you what resources the Amazon has?
I just feel, yeah, reasons that the Amazon shouldn't be destroyed. Since
that's the opposite. You just asked me the opposite question. You said name the resources the Amazon has. That's good reasons to dispose of it and take the resources and use them while we dispose of the Amazon.
if you build skyscrapers over the Amazon, you can't like collect the resources if there's skyscrapers on top of it, correct?
I would first collect the resources and then build the skyscrapers. But I would let people do
Does
what
that
they
make it any
want.
better?
What?
Does that make it any better?
What do you mean? What is that? What do you mean by better?
Whatever. Continue.
Continue with what? What do you want me to continue
You said
with?
you'd make it better. You said you'd make it like the people would like it or something. You're about
I
to go
would
on.
let the people do what they want. I believe in free market. I would let people do what they want. Tear it
So
down.
what if the people who live in the Amazon don't want you to tear it down?
I don't care. You know, they don't.
Okay.
You know, they don't own the Amazon. I don't know. I don't know what property rights they have. These are, hunter gatherers. You know, they murder people that enter their property. We need to.
Okay. Pause.
Yes. Hmm.
I did I did not know where you got the murderous tribesmen from, but I don't believe that's typical for Amazonians to murder people.
Okay, they don't own
To
the.
clarify.
They don't own.
So why would you presume that
No,
immediately? Why would you why would you put
no, it doesn't.
stack it on top? When
It's not.
you don't
It's
know that.
not critical. They don't own the Amazon. Savages don't
Well,
own.
that's just a
Mhm.
savages.
Whatever, hunter gatherers don't own the
Okay,
Amazon.
pause. Why do you call them savages?
It doesn't
Why do you
matter.
refer to them that?
It's
that way?
okay. You're changing the topic. You're getting way off
I'm not.
topic.
I'm
I'm
getting to the point of yeah. That's
you never
not
answered my
very
question.
nice
You never
to.
answered my question.
Here's okay. Slate. Let me say. If correct me if this is wrong, but what I thought your question is if you if you're presuming that there's no resources
No,
in the Amazon.
zero flux.
Sorry, no
Assuming
resources.
zero
Zero
flux.
flux.
There's no motion in or out
Motion in or out.
of anything like oxygen, carbon dioxide, or any resource. Assuming there's zero flux, then do you agree we can dispose of the Amazon?
That they can't. That nothing inside of the Amazon can escape or leave.
Not
There's an invisible
can.
barrier
No,
preventing anything from
it's
leaving.
net zero. Whatever goes in.
You need to clarify because when you say net zero flux, that makes no sense.
Net
Okay,
zero,
so can you please
zero
clarify
flux means
what you
whatever
mean?
the amount of oxygen that goes into the Amazon also comes out of the Amazon. The Amazon is neutral. It's carbon neutral, oxygen neutral. It's everything neutral. It has no impact on the rest of the universe, and the universe has no impact on the Amazon.
Okay, by definition, destroying the Amazon has an impact on the universe. You realize that, right?
Yeah, I don't care about the definition. I'm saying I
Well,
care about the flux.
well, it's logically
Yeah,
as
I
well.
agree. I don't disagree that if you change the universe, you change the universe. If you change the Amazon, you change the universe. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That has nothing. You're still not answering the question.
Continue.
Well, I'm asking you the
You
question.
said it has no. Okay, there's no Okay, so oxygen
Assuming
doesn't leave the Amazon. Yeah, that's what you're saying.
assuming zero flux net. No, there's not. No oxygen is leaving. Whatever is leaving is also entering. It's a dynamic.
If there's something entering, how's there flux? How's there zero flux?
It's a dynamic steady state system. The Amazon is a dynamic steady state. Whatever moves in also moves out. It's neutral. It's carbon neutral. It's oxygen neutral. It's water neutral. It's human neutral. It's snake neutral. It's everything neutral.
Neutral in what sense?
You know what is carbon neutral? It's like carbon neutral.
No, I'm not. I'm not a globe. I'm not obsessed with global warming. So
no,
please,
I'm not
please.
either. But the term carbon neutral means we're not. There's no. It's net zero. It's on net.
I'm not. Okay.
You know what is net?
You
know the word net.
The oxygen that the oxygen that the Amazon provides is the only reason you shouldn't destroy the Amazon.
Okay,
You
assuming
realize that,
the
right?
Amazon does not provide oxygen. Assuming the Amazon does not provide oxygen. That's an assumption. That's
There's
part
still
Yes.
Many people live there, and there's still many species that live there as well. Correct? Even if
Yeah.
you're talking about some climate magic with
what's the
O2
benefit?
and oxygen.
What's the benefit to me that there's animals living there? Why do I care?
You don't care about anything. Why? So why should people care about your opinion on the Amazon?
I care about civilization. I want the prosperity of human
You don't care
civilization.
about the civilizations within the Amazon.
That's not a civilization.
You want to destroy their land.
It's a jungle. The Amazon is a jungle. I don't need a jungle.
You don't know the people. You don't know the people that live in the Amazon. You literally said that you just presume they're savages, et cetera, et cetera. You presume they murdered people. You don't know anything about the Amazon, and you're blanketly presuming that
I'm not
they just.
look, I'm not going to give up the Amazon because there's a bunch of people there.
Okay, you say give up. Do you own the Amazon?
Okay, you're changing
Give
the
up implies
topic.
ownership.
Look, you change.
No,
Look,
pause. You said
don't
I
yell.
give up.
Don't
That
yell
implies
in.
ownership.
Okay, don't yell in my
Right?
ear. You're yelling. Don't do
Continue.
that. No, but don't yell in my ear. So answer.
You haven't raised your voice
answer
once in this conversation,
what?
correct?
What?
I'm pointing out the fact that you will also raise your voice in the conversation.
I raised
So, and
my.
I'm not complaining
I
about
raised
that.
my
But
voice.
that's besides the point.
Okay, so let's not
Going back,
raise. So let's promise each other no more raising the voice.
continue.
Okay, so assuming zero flux of everything.
Okay, can we
neutral,
ignore this?
Everything.
Because I don't care about the flux. The flux of the Amazon isn't the only reason that the Amazon is important.
So
You know that, right?
fine. So you're saying assuming zero
You
flux.
know that though.
What?
Can you clarify? Do you know that?
Do I know that the flux is not the only thing that's important?
To the Amazon. Yes,
Truly,
that's not the only thing that makes the Amazon important.
I don't care about the Amazon. I told you I care about human
Of
civilization.
course you don't. That's why you want to destroy it.
Correct.
So like that's my point. Yeah. And I'd say that's not
For me,
nice. Would you agree?
there's no such thing as nice. It's relative too. It's nice.
Would you say it's
I'm about to,
would you say it's nice for you to destroy the Amazon?
yes, it's nice for the humanity to destroy the Amazon. Yes, it's nice for humanity. Yes. Is it nice for the snakes that live
Except in reality.
What do you mean, except in reality?
Because in reality the Amazon provides many resources and which
Then you agree.
neglect to acknowledge.
Then you're insinuating that you agree that if we assume net flux Amazon, we can dispose of it. You just conceded, right?
There's no such thing as net flux Amazon, is there?
Exactly. So
You said you
so you're
presumed that, right?
conceding. Wait. So you're conceding. You're granting that if we assume net flux, we can dispose of it. That's what you're insinuating, right?
What makes you think I insinuated that?
Because
What did I say that make you
you're
think I
saying that
insinuated?
it's not net flux. It's not zero flux. It's not net zero. That suggests that if you felt that it is, then you would agree that it's meaningless. It sounds like its meaning, the Amazon's meaning, comes from its non-net flux assumption to you. It sounds like the meaning of the Amazon to you comes from its attribute of not net zero. That's what it sounds like. And then you are conceding my proposition. That's what it sounds like. You can retract, you can do whatever you want, but it sounds like you just conceded. You can tell me if you want to retract, that's fine, but it sounds like you just conceded. You can retract if you want, or you can you can say whatever you want. I'm listening. Are you there? Isn't what is your audio? Is your audio bad? Something happened to your audio? Okay, I don't know what's going on. Isn't Lanos Lowlight. Lanos Lowlight, what's up?
Yes. Hello.
Yes, sir. How can I be of service to you?
Well, I was just popping by to see what the discussion was, and it was fairly interesting. What were you talking about exactly?
It came up from a previous person that I suggested that the Amazon, humanity should dispose of it and turn it into some real estate, skyscrapers, like a city with highways and stuff, like a benefit to humanity, a benefit to civilization. We should civilize the Amazon rainforest. I think it would be better for human civilization. That is the discussion.
Dude, there's so many species in the Amazon. You just want
Why?
to wipe them out.
What? Yeah, I just want to wipe them out. Why do I care that there's so many species? There's so many mosquitoes. Why do I care? You agree that we can dispose of the mosquitoes?
I don't think we can genocide the mosquitoes.
Oh, so you're against disposing of mosquitoes? 1 second. You know that there's
No.
Wait. So yes or no?
Let me finish.
Yes.
If there is a mosquito annoying me, I'm perfectly fine with killing it. I am not fine with wiping mosquitoes off the face of the earth.
Really? So you know that in Africa, many people die. Like the number one killer of humans on Earth is a mosquito. You know that, right?
Yes, that's true.
And
So I would also advocate for improved medicine in Africa. Killing all the mosquitoes is not the solution to that.
It's not the solution. What do you mean? Of course, it's. You agree that it.
There are
Yeah.
the mosquitoes are part of the sort of the ecosystem. If you wipe mosquitoes out, you're gonna have problems.
Okay, you agree. Okay, let's assume that if we wipe out all the mosquitoes, we're not gonna have any problems. Let's assume a crazy assumption: we wipe out all the mosquitoes, the rest of the universe continues without skipping a heartbeat. Then you agree we can dispose of the mosquitoes?
I would still have a problem with sort of wiping species out because I think that biology is interesting, but I suppose there's no ethical reason not to so not ethical, no logical reason not to dispose of mosquitoes in that instance. So yes, assuming what you're saying is true, yes, but what you're saying is not true.
Mm-hmm. But if it were true, we can dispose of all the mosquitoes. Mm-hmm. So you don't have.
I don't think it's really.
Wait, so you don't
I
have.
don't think it's really possible to dispose of all
But
the
1 second,
mosquitoes.
so you
But
don't.
assuming what you're saying is true.
1 second, so you don't have a problem genociding all the mosquitoes. Before you said you have a problem genociding all the mosquitoes. So, which is it?
I said the word genocide because that's just the correct technical terminology. I wasn't like accusing you of anything ethically.
Then
What
you
I
don't.
meant was if you killed off all the mosquitoes, there would be ramifications on an ecological level.
But you don't have a problem genociding a species, or you do?
I have a personal problem with it. I think that it's sad and bad, but I have no logical problem with it. No.
What do you mean logical problem? So you don't have a I don't understand. I mean, so how do you make your decisions? I mean, we could destroy all life in the universe, and you would have no logical problem with that, right?
No, I have a sort of instinct to self-preservation.
That's
So
not
no,
logic.
I would not.
But
I would have a problem with that.
wait, but that's not a logical problem. You said I'm confused. I'm really confused.
No, see, first of all, this entire conversation is theoretical. You asked me to make a wild assumption. I made the assumption and then rendered my verdict. What your assumption is not actually true. Obviously, if tomorrow a guy showed up and said, I have a machine that will wipe all the mosquitoes out, I would tell him, please don't use that machine.
I'm confused about your proposition. I'm confused about your
Position.
about your position. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
confused about your position.
Okay, let's reset. So, in my opinion, okay, not opinion, I think it is a fact that, well, I have evidence to believe that mosquitoes are an integral part of the biosphere in any region. For that reason, wiping out mosquitoes is wrong. Additionally, I think that life is beautiful, and I would like to I would like to see mosquitoes survive because it's interesting.
One second.
That's my position.
One second. Do you? I'm confused. Do you have a? Hey, Fizz isn't. Do you have a problem disposing of all life in the universe? Yes or no?
Yes, I have a problem disposing all life in the universe.
Okay. And do you have a problem disposing of some of the species of animals on Earth?
I have a problem with it because it is wrong to just wipe out any kind of life.
What do you
Yes.
mean
So
wrong?
yes, the answer is yes.
What do you mean by wrong? How do you? What is what? How do you like? What is right and wrong? How do you measure rightness and wrongness? Where,
I have a metric. Things that feel wrong to me are wrong. It's called emotivism. It's a perfectly valid
so you
ethical
just.
belief system.
What do you mean ethical?
You want me to explain what ethics are?
Yeah. What is ethics? Do you like? Do you believe in? So it's just your opinion. It's just you. It's just what you say. So if you feel like murdering humans, you murder them, and it's good. If you don't feel like it, it's bad. It's like your preference to eat ice cream, or is it different?
So definitionally, ethics are a system of beliefs that I use to guide my activity. We'll go with that as the definition. So in everyone has their own ethical belief system, obviously. Under my ethical belief system, it is wrong to go around murdering people and okay to eat ice cream.
Um, why is it? So you're saying it's unethical to murder humans
Yes, it is unethical to murder humans.
just because, for the same reason that you like ice cream?
Hello? Hello?
Fizz is it?
Um. Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Hello? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm back. My Wi-Fi cut out. Uh, you want to continue upon your point, or wanting me to elaborate upon mine?
No, we were talking now to Lenos about.
Oh, okay. I'll
It's the
I'll
same.
I'll go.
It's the same conversation. So he. So I.
We're talking about whether or not mosquitoes should be wiped out.
I mean, we're trying to.
Mosquitoes.
We're trying to. I'm
Well,
just.
I think there's.
Let me just put you up to speed. So bring you up to speed. So we want to dispose of the Amazon. So we're starting with disposing of the mosquitoes in the Amazon. So I'm trying to get an answer why or if there is a problem disposing just of the mosquitoes. Oh,
Oh, well, there is, because that would hurt the ecosystem in there, of
let's
course.
assume
But
it's.
I doubt you care
Let's
about that.
assume.
But
No, I don't care. But let's assume that it doesn't hurt the eco. It's
exactly.
not. Let's assume. Let's assume it doesn't change the
You
ecosystem.
assume a lot.
Yeah, because I need to.
Have you ever heard the Have you ever heard the phrase, "If you assume, you make an ass out of you and me"?
Yes.
Can you let him finish his point, man? I mean, I understand
I,
where you're coming
I'll
from.
just
Let him
trying to be
finish.
humorful. I'll just being humorful. I'll let him go. I'm not trying to.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
see.
we're having,
Go on.
I'm trying to separate variables so that we can have a clear a discussion as possible. I'm trying to find a common ground with you people. I think you are destroying civilization. I'm trying to save civilization. So this has to do with, saving all of us and the future of mankind. So
Just go on with your
That's
point.
okay. Yeah.
yes, so do you have a problem? So I got lost. So let's talk about the mosquitoes. So can we dispose of all the mosquitoes in the Amazon? Yes or no?
No, we cannot dispose of all the mosquitoes in the Amazon because it will have negative impacts on the ecosystem, and that's
Good.
bad under my ethical
Okay.
belief system.
Okay. So it sounds like that if we assume that there's no impact on the ecology, then you don't have a problem with disposing. You don't have a problem disposing of the mosquitoes. That's what it sounds like.
No, that's not true. I have multiple reasons why I don't want the mosquitoes to be destroyed. Chief among which is that it will cause problems to the ecosystem.
Mhm.
Somewhere further down the line is the fact that I just don't like the idea of species being eradicated.
So it's nilly willy. Like you don't like chocolate and you like vanilla. You also don't like eradicating certain species.
On a fundamental level, yes, I suppose.
What do you mean you suppose? It's just you
Yeah,
basically
just yes.
so but this is different because like liking vanilla and hating chocolate, that's something I can relate to. But why do you care? Right? Let's say you would never know that the mosquitoes have been wiped out from the Amazons. Let's say you would never know. So why would you care?
See, the issue with what you're saying is that I do know.
Assuming.
And
But
I
if
mean,
we assume,
personally, no,
I need to separate variables. So you agree that if we assume that you'll never know, then you don't care?
if I never know, then I will never be able to care. So yes.
Okay.
If I killed, see, listen, if I wiped out civilization and you never knew about it, would you care?
No.
See, I can't care about something I don't know about, right?
Right.
Obviously.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. I agree
Your
with that.
question is just, your question makes no sense. If you can say anything, and then as long as you add tack on, as long as you don't know after
So
it,
hold on.
no one cares about anything.
No. So have you ever had any interaction with the Amazon directly? Have you
I've
ever
read
had
about
any
it.
direct
I enjoy reading.
Right, but have you ever had direct interaction with the Amazon? Did you ever go to the Amazon? Did the
No,
Amazon ever come to visit you? Okay, so as far as you're concerned, the Amazon is a YouTube video and books and information.
I suppose yes.
So you wouldn't care if we disposed of the Amazon.
No, if well, I would care if I found out about it.
Why? Why would you care if you found out about it?
Because under my ethical belief system, wiping out life is wrong. First of all, even
What about
discounting.
cancer? What about cancer? So
No,
let's say
listen. Let me no, no, no. Let me finish. So, even discounting all the plants and trees and whatnot, there are people in the Amazon. There are indigenous
let's
tribes
assume
that have
let's
their
let's
home in the
assume there's
Amazon.
not. Let's assume there's not.
No,
Let's
no, 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 no. You can't
then
you
you
can't
concede.
make that assumption.
Then you concede. If you don't allow me an assumption,
You
then you
can't.
concede. Then you concede the debate. That's fine. That means that if we do
That's
assume, you agree. That's fine.
That was only one of my reasons. The others are, first of all, 10% of the world's species live in the Amazon. And I think it's wrong to destroy that biodiversity because we learn a lot from new species. Not just for like biological
Let's
knowledge.
let's
We
assume
learn
let's
things
assume
about.
let's simplify the discussion with assumptions to nullify all your reasons. So whatever reason you give me, I let's assume not. So that we learn let's assume we learn nothing from the
Well,
Amazon. That's an
you're
assumption.
you're assuming there's no reason to protect the Amazon.
Yeah, let's assume there's no
No,
reason
wait,
to
let
protect
let
the
him
Amazon.
let him finish, please.
Yeah, let's
He's
assume. Yeah,
he's
whatever.
kind of.
Okay. So let's assume we never learn anything from the Amazon. Then you agree we can dispose of it?
If we assume that every reason that I have to
No.
defend the Amazon
No.
is not a reason,
Fine, but let's go one by one. You know, let's go one by one. So let's assume there's no
wait,
humans.
it's right.
Let's assume we learn nothing from the Amazon. Let's assume you have no contact. So then you agree we can dispose of it?
Okay, then yes, I agree. We can dispose of it.
Okay. I think that's pretty much reality. Reality is that you agree that you have no direct contact with it except for YouTube videos. There's barely any humans that would gladly move into civilization, and if not, I don't care. And and I don't think there's any information we gain from the Amazon, and whatever information we lose, that's fine too. We don't need that information. Do you concur?
No, I don't concur.
One second.
So
Wait,
your argument,
which
your
one?
argument is this. Let me finish, please. You keep interrupting me. Let me finish. Your argument is that all of my arguments, let's assume that they don't exist,
There's
and
just
therefore I win.
three. You
And
named.
now you're saying
We said three.
you have none, man.
No,
You have none. I have three.
I don't need an
See,
argument. I'm curious why you care about the Amazon. I removed your three reasons to care. If you want, we can discuss each one.
okay, fine. Why do I have to have a reason to care? I can just care about something. Why do you care about your parents?
No, so I care about myself.
Or you don't care about your parents?
Because I care about myself, I care about my loved ones. But it's because I care, because I love myself. It's because of me. And because I love me,
Okay, excellent, fine.
because I love me,
Why do you care about yourself? Why?
no, that you can relate to. Of course I want to enjoy life.
Let's assume I can't. Why do you care about yourself?
One second. No, of course you can. I'm an egoist. That's the only. I mean, we have to make. We have to. I mean, if you cannot relate to loving yourself, then why do you live? Why are you alive? Why don't you kill yourself, as they say? I don't mean.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Let's assume that I can't relate. Let's assume that I am a
Then
machine
you
that
would
does
not.
not know how to love.
Then you would not stay alive. Why would you stay alive? Why would you not feed yourself to the
Okay.
nearest?
No. But let's assume. See, this is what you have been telling me this entire time. Let's assume that I don't understand what it means to love. Let's assume that I am a
Then why?
psychopath. Let's
Then
assume that
why
I'm
are
a
you?
machine.
No, it's not a psychopath. That's the opposite. You would self-destruct. Why would you exist if you have no reason to
Okay,
exist?
I am Chat GPT. Let's assume that I am Chat GPT. Why do you care about yourself?
Chat GPT version 3 will disappear because it has no will to exist. It does not love itself.
Let's assume that doesn't matter. Let's assume that doesn't matter.
Then you wouldn't exist.
No, but we're
Let's
assuming
assume
that
you
that
exist,
doesn't
though.
matter.
Look, every creature in the universe that evolved did so because they are egoistic, because they are self-preserving. So I am self-preserving.
Amoeba are not. Amoeba don't have the sort of mental complexity to be self-preservative.
Well, of course it does. You see that it exists. It fights. It kills. It tries to avoid being killed. All creatures in
Wait, so your argument is that it exists. Your argument is that
it
things
survives.
evolve because they are egoistic, and your argument that amoeba are egoistic is that they exist.
All creatures.
That's a circular argument.
Look. I love myself, and if you cannot relate to that, then I agree that.
No.
That doesn't really relate to
I
what he
want
said.
you to explain to me why you love yourself.
I don't have an answer to that. I can explain to that. I can explain to you why I evolved to love myself, but that's a theory. I don't know the truth, but I do know that I love myself.
So in much the same way that you don't know why you love yourself, I don't know why I care about the Amazon. Why is your not knowing more valid than my not knowing?
But you have no interaction with the Amazon.
True, I don't. But first of all, a lot of other people care about the Amazon, as I'm sure you've noticed in your conversations with people about this topic. A lot of other people can relate to the fact that I care about the Amazon, correct?
Look, I also care about the Amazon, but I care more about the prosperity of human civilization.
Okay, and I don't think that the prosperity of human civilization is going to be jeopardized unless we destroy the Amazon.
Okay, then if we assume that, what do you mean jeopardized? I mean, so just like there is the Amazon, Europe was basically a rainforest in the past.
That is not true. Some of Europe, no, most of Europe was plains.
Right. So, humanity, human civilization, we conquered the wilderness. So you could argue in reverse and claim that we need to allow nature to reclaim this planet with the same consideration. If you
Not
want,
necessarily. What I wouldn't make that argument, would you?
I think that if you're saying the prosperity of the Amazon, you you appreciate that more than the prosperity of humanity, at least in the area of the Amazon. You agree that, right? You
No,
don't
no, no,
care
no, no. I don't think it's an either or thing. It's
The
not
Amazon
either
has
the
in
Amazon or
in
humans
the
prosper.
in the Amazon. You agree that in the Amazon, it's either the prosperity of the Amazon or the prosperity of human civilization in the Amazon. You agree that it's one or the
Well,
other.
now we need to discuss. Now we need to discuss what you mean by prosperity. What is prosperity?
Well, like human civilization, like skyscrapers and highways, like you right now.
No, no. Lots of.
You
Okay,
right
that's your definition of prosperity. Fine. What would you say to someone that says that prosperity, by definition, is when a society has a large number of people who are self-actualized, and by that I mean sort of satisfied in their current living situation?
Yes, and for that you need to have a home, and you need to be fed, and you need to have electricity and a computer and a connection to the
No,
internet.
that's you're making an assumption. You're making an assumption that to be happy, you need electricity. There are plenty of people in tribes in sort of small rural regions that are fairly happy.
Fairly, but everyone strives to be happier and use more energy.
Would
Like
we
right,
have statistics that countries that you would perhaps refer to as third world or lesser developed have lower rates of depression than countries that you would say are sort of prosperous. Do you disagree?
yeah, of course. I mean, people who have a
Okay,
good
but that,
life are happy, and people who have a bad life are sad. If you have
but we have
everything,
statistics. We have statistics showing that rates of depression are higher in the developed world than they are in the third world.
but
I'm saying this
that's
for your
correlate
sake. I don't think
that's
that's a
cor-
very good term.
that's correlation. But if you think
Okay.
if you think from first principles, then of course a person that has everything they need and want, the more they have, the happier, even by definition, they are. If a
It is
person,
correlation. You are correct, but it is also an objection to your argument. You have to compensate for this.
what do you mean? If a person has everything they want, they want a house, they have a house. They want a wife, they have a wife. They want children, they have children. Whatever they want, they have. They want a car, they have a car. They want a boat, they have a boat. They want a plane, they have a plane. The person, you know,
Okay, but then how do you account for this fact? This is a fact. How do you account for the fact that there are lower rates of depression
that's
in lesser
correlation.
developed countries?
That's because there's more variables. But if we look at just one variable,
Listen, it is correlation, but that doesn't mean you can just ignore it. You have to explain it. So if
sure,
there is a
it's more.
confounding
There's
variable,
more.
what
Yeah,
is it?
there's plenty. But people
No, give me one.
people want a house, but people like you are preventing the
I'm
taking
sorry, what do
over.
you mean people like me? You're
People
making
like
assumptions
you,
about me now.
like you're making me depressed, knowing that people like you exist makes me
Sir,
unhappy.
you can leave anytime you want. You can leave at any time.
No, you asked me. You asked me a question. I'm giving you the answer. I'm giving you the compounding variable.
Okay, so the compounding variable, in your opinion, is that people exist who stop them from being happy, correct?
Yes. For example,
Okay.
like there's,
Why is it that these people only exist in the developed world and not in the third world?
I think it's a phenomenon of it's a first world phenomenon that you have environmentalism and leftism.
Okay, but why? What is it about the first world that creates these people? And even just a corollary to that question, even if you do have an explanation, would that not be an evil that was born out of civilization that you admire so much?
I think I already I proved it mathematically. Leftism is created by virtue signaling, which is just Darwinistic. It's just a.
We haven't discussed any maths. We
I
haven't
know
discussed any maths. What mathematical proof you're talking about?
leftism is caused. Oh, it's just it's virtue signaling. It's the irrationality assumption. It's based on the rationality assumption. So, but you're right that it exists everywhere, and it might actually exist more in poor countries, and that is what makes poor countries poor. So you might be right.
What exists more in poor countries?
Leftism, the environmentalism, all
Leftism.
yes, all the terrible isms.
Okay,
Look,
so
I don't know about the depression rates. I don't know. I don't know. It might be.
so your answer is that you don't know.
You're cutting me off in mid sentence. So it might be that maybe you have, I don't know, but maybe let's say you can have more depression in the West, but you just have less satisfactory lives in the third world. So, for example, people in the third world, their lives are miserable, but they're not depressed. But people in the West, their lives are terrific, but they also are depressed. So the question is, okay, so here's the proof. The proof is everyone is trying to move to the West. Everyone who, right, no one is trying to move to these poor villages. So here's the mathematical proof you wanted. So what's your response?
I'm waiting for the maths. You didn't give me a mathematical proof.
If you have a flux of people from poor countries to rich countries, then people prefer to live in rich countries.
Yeah, but where's the math? That's an argument. I'll accept it, but it's not math.
It's preference theory. It's choice theory. It's a branch of math.
Okay, so not a mathematical proof then. Fine. Okay. So under your argument, essentially, rich countries are sad because there are a lot of poor people going to those rich countries, and those poor people make the rich people sad.
Why did you say it's not a mathematical proof?
Because maths requires like equations and functions. You haven't given me anything like that.
I told you it's choice theory. It's preference theory.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that term. Can you explain something more about it?
Look it up. It's a branch of math.
Is it? Give me a second.
Yes.
And even if it is, you can't just say a branch of math and that's a mathematical argument. That's just a branch of math. You have to, under that branch of math, what is your theory?
It's proof. We look at the choices people make. That proves the preference.
Okay, choice theory is a psychological model. It's not a mathematical proof.
No, preference Preference theory is a branch of math. I studied it in Intro to Microeconomics. The first 3 lectures we had choice theory. It doesn't matter.
No, choice theory is you're right. It is an economic model and psychological. It's more of a behavioral economic model, but it's not math.
Yes.
Or if you have a link, you can send it to me.
Let me see. Well, you said it's not, so you need to prove that it's not.
You're the one who brought it up. You made an active claim. You need to prove it.
Just to jump in, there are mathematical models of preference theory. They can be all over the place. There is not one proof of them. It's just the logical writing down mathematically of the idea of different models of preference theory. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. I mean, you're gonna have to give me an equation or some sort of proof under this model. If you want to see, you don't have to give me a mathematical proof. I'm perfectly fine with a logical one.
Here, so it's called decision theory. Here is the link.
Okay, you keep changing the name. Fine, decision. Oh, you found it? Excellent.
Yes. It's the name is unremarkable. The proof, it's called revealed preference. Anyway, the point is that because we know that people try to move from poor countries to wealthy countries, then that proves that that's the preference. People prefer to be rich over poor. People prefer Western civilization over third world.
Well, you're making a generalization here. You're saying that all people prefer that.
I
One,
didn't say
two.
all. I said
Okay.
Look at the flux.
Most people then.
No, I just need the net. What is the flux? I'm sure some people move to the poor countries, but what is the flux?
Okay, I'll grant this to you. I'll grant it to you.
Okay.
You still haven't shown evidence that it is the poor people that make the rich people sad.
Wait, what? It's the poor people that make. No, I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying people. You said that people in third world suffer less from depression. Mhm.
Yeah, we can hear you, Fizz.
You
I'm
said.
sorry, I just got my internet cut out. My bad.
Okay. You said that people in the third world don't suffer as much from depression. So I can grant you that, but there is other factors. At the end of the day, people move. The flux is from people try to move from poor countries to rich countries.
And I agree with you on all this. We are 100% agreed that poor people from poor countries try to move to Western countries. I mean, I'll grant this to you. As so far, I have no problem. Where I have an issue is that you're saying that the fact that these people from these lesser developed countries move to more developed countries causes people in developed countries to have depression.
No, I'm ignoring that.
That's where I have an issue.
No, I'm ignoring the depression. Your claim of depression, I'm saying that's one factor. I'll grant you that there is more depression in the West than there is in third world. But there's other factors.
Yeah, but you have to compensate. You have to compensate for that. The way science works is that you put forward a model. I tell you, I disagree with your model for such and such reason.
Let's start
You
over.
can either discard your model.
Let's start over.
Let me finish this point. Please.
No,
let me finish.
No, then I'm lost in the dialogue.
You
tree.
can
I don't know what we're trying to prove. So either.
Yes. So I'm getting. Let me get to it, please.
No, start over.
Your model.
Go through the steps. What are we trying to prove? I'm lost in the dialogue tree. Where are we in the dialogue?
Okay. I will start over. We were discussing how people in the West are more self-actualized. That's where we began. Right? For all intents and purposes, that's where we began. I am telling you that I disagree with your
Hold on.
assertion.
That doesn't make any sense. That's not a proper beginning. I mean, what's the proposition? I'm trying to dispose of the Amazon. You want to
Yeah.
preserve the Amazon.
Yes.
So I want to create a human civilization instead of the Amazon. I want.
Right. And
Mhm.
I'm saying that your your version of human civilization
Mhm.
is not necessarily better than the version of civilization that they have there right now, because there are people living in the Amazon.
Look, then allow people to move in, and the Aborigines, the Amazonians, can stay there and integrate into society. And if
No, but I'm saying that their version of society might be better than yours.
but you're not moving
Yours
there.
might be a net loss.
You're not moving there. That proves that you're lying.
No, I'm making the argument from the perspective of a local. Someone there might give you
But
this.
you're
What
not
would be your
moving.
response?
Then why are you not moving to the Amazons? If you feel it's better, why
No,
are
no,
you?
no. I don't necessarily feel it's better. I am too used to the creature comforts. People living there might feel it's better. And you would have to consider their opinion.
Then I don't care. I mean, I don't. No one cares about me. No one cares about me. I need to pay rent. I need, no one just gives me anything. I don't live rent free in this world. The Amazonians are not privileged. They can't live rent free. Everyone needs to pay rent. They're not.
I mean, not in the Amazon. They have sort of a communistic society
That's
where
unacceptable.
they don't really
That's
have concepts of
that's
money.
no. That's impossible. That's inequality. That's inequality under the
No,
law.
it's not.
Yeah. What do you mean it's not? It's
No,
inequality.
no. They don't have communism.
Can
They
I
don't have
move?
the
Can I move into the Amazon and start building a skyscraper?
No, you cannot do
That's
that. No.
inequality under the law. They can do there whatever they want. I cannot.
No, the reason you
You
cannot do that
can't
is
build
because I can't come
skyscrapers.
into your house and build a skyscraper.
What?
Yeah.
For that same reason,
What?
I can't come into your house and build a skyscraper there, can I?
But the entire Amazon is not their house. You could argue that their house is their house, not the Amazon. It's not the whole
Fair enough.
Amazon.
You know what? You are right. You are right. So I cannot come into whatever city you live, raise it to the ground and build my own city, can I?
You can do whatever you want. I'm not going to stop you.
No, I can't. People will try to stop me, won't they?
What do you mean? People, I don't understand. You can do whatever you want.
Governments will show up and try to stop me. The people living in that area will try to stop me.
What do you mean?
But so yeah, you're right.
But-
Suppose
but-
I have
but-
suppose I have enough military power.
No,
Suppose I have.
I don't. No, I'm not following. I'm not following. I mean, you can come into my city and then build skyscrapers. Of course you can if you have the budget.
No. I'm not saying I want to build skyscrapers in your city. I'm saying I want to crush your city, flatten it to the ground, build a new city.
You can do whatever you want. That is what it means to build a skyscrapers. There's usually in the city there's already buildings. Usually you tear them down and you build something else bigger, better. That's what it means.
You misunderstand me. You misunderstand me. Fine. Let's forget about building a new city. I want to crush your city and turn it into a forest.
You could do that. If you have the budget to buy my house, then it's yours.
Okay, so are you saying you're going to sort of go there and pay them for the rainforest?
That's possible, sure. Not the rainforest, just their house. I'm not going to pay them for the rainforest. I'm not going to. They don't own the rainforest.
Okay.
Whatever
Fair enough. You are correct. They don't own the rainforest.
Yeah,
you want to go in there,
Yeah,
pay them for their house.
yeah. We can negotiate. We can negotiate. They'll get something, and they can even stay there. They can get the penthouse in the first skyscraper that we build. They might want to stay there. They probably will, or maybe they'll want to move to New York. I don't know. They're not.
Okay, fine. I see your point. Now say I come to you and I say I want to buy your house, and I will give you 3 leaves in return for your house. Would you accept that?
3 leaves?
Yeah, 3 leaves.
No, I don't accept it.
Well, in a similar way, these communities don't operate with the same definition of money as you do.
I didn't say
You
money.
cannot pay them because they
didn't
don't have
say-
a concept.
I didn't say. I said we'll negotiate. We'll come to an agreement.
Yeah, well, they might not want to live in a skyscraper. What are you going to do
We'll
then?
negotiate. We'll negotiate. Whatever. We'll negotiate. I'm not going to use force.
You might not have anything that those people want. What will you do then?
We'll see. That's why we negotiate. You negotiate. You figure something out.
Okay, but
Listen.
assuming that you can't figure anything out.
Well, no. There's no such thing. No. There's no such thing.
What do you mean there's no such thing?
There's no such thing. You always negotiate, and people figure ways out to do stuff together. Always.
Fair enough. I understand. How much money would you take to let me kill you?
What are you talking about? Why are you talking nonsense?
How much money would you require when negotiating?
No.
How much money?
No.
Would you require for me to cut your head off?
I'm not saying I'm going to cut people's heads off. What are you talking about?
No. I'm not saying you're going to cut people's heads off either. I'm saying people have different belief systems. They value different things. The only thing you value
That's
is
a
yourself,
violation.
which is why I said I will kill you.
No, that's a violation of the rationality assumption. So I'm assuming that everybody's rational. If you don't want to assume rationality, we can discuss the rationality assumption. But if you assume rationality, then there should be. I think we can prove that there's not going to be an issue during negotiation. We'll find.
You're making an assumption that rationality is one thing. That means different things to different people.
Well, I'm assuming rationality. If you want to not assume rationality, we can have a discussion about the rationality assumption. So, tell me if you want to.
No, I'm saying that rationality is not one monolithic thing. People have different definitions.
Look, the rationality assumption is defined in rationality theory. So I'm assuming rationality theory, which is a branch of mathematics, is part of decision theory. If you want to assume it, it's fine. If you don't, we can discuss it. But you need to let me know if we're assuming it or not. You don't assume rationality? You want to discuss rationality?
Actually, no. Stop. I don't know what rationality theory is.
That's fine.
So
let me find.
I can make a guess. I can make a guess based on what you're saying. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but you're saying that rationality theory states that all actors within a system will be rational, right?
You can assume all humans are rational. That's
right. Okay.
No, rationality has mathematical definitions, but part of rationality theory is that you assume that all actors, all humans are rational, and based on that, you can build an economy. Basically, the science of economics.
Okay, and you're also saying that rationality is something that someone somewhere has written down in a book, and this is what rationality is forevermore.
I mean, it's rationality theory. It's a
no. It's a yes or no question. Are you saying that rationality is a monolithic thing that someone can write down?
It's a branch of mathematics. Let me see if it shows up in decision theory. Yeah, what
is rationality theory something that someone can write down in a book and you will get it, assuming you're smart enough?
It's a mathematical theory. It's a mathematical theory. It's a mathematical branch. It's a branch of mathematics.
You keep going back and saying the same thing. It can be a branch of mathematics, but different people can have different meanings to rationality. I value my t-shirt at $100. You might value it at $50. We have different definitions of what is rational to exchange for this t-shirt.
No, that's not different definitions of rationality. That's just a different price. That's a different value. That's price theory.
Yes, but if you
price theory,
if you price this shirt at 100, if you price this shirt at $100, and
hold on. So price theory is based on the rationality assumption. So in order to build price theory, you need the rationality assumption that all humans are rational, and rationality is just a bunch of axioms. We could go
Okay.
through them.
So I'm saying that it's a bunch of axioms that people disagree with. These are axioms that you have unilaterally decided are true.
No.
And most people would tell you
No,
your axioms are wrong.
It's a branch. Look, we could. Okay, you want to discuss rationality, the rationality assumption? We could do that. So we need to pull up the definition of the rationality assumption. Let me look it up.
Excellent. So Fizz, how's it going?
All right. I'm listening. Uh, What's your definition of rationalism minus like Google?
No,
search?
not rationalism.
Off the top of your
Rationality.
No.
The rationality
Okay.
assumption.
sorry, rationality assumption. What's your definition?
Okay, so
like,
no,
off the top
it's
of your
a.
head?
He's looking it up now.
Let me think. Let me.
So
see.
my definition is just a personal set of beliefs of what is logical.
No,
and
no,
it varies
no,
from
no,
person to
no. It's
person.
nothing to do with that.
I'm telling you what
It's-
my definition is. You
No,
can't
it's
say
not
no.
your definition. It's a branch of mathematics that is the foundation of the economic theory. Rational choice theory refers to a set of guidelines that help understand economic and social behavior. The theory originated in the 18th century. Overview. Let me see the axioms. Formal statement. The available alternatives are often expressed as a set of objects. For example, additional assumptions, perfect information, choice under uncertainty, strict preference.
So we can move forward with this, but I just want to say this is not mathematical. This is economical. It's more close to psychology than math.
No, no, no. No.
I mean, I have a master's in psychology, and I'm telling you, it's more close to psychology than math.
No, I studied when I took a course in Intro to Microeconomics. The first 3 lectures, approximately, we did hours and hours of choice theory. That it was a lot of math, just math. I mean, like logic.
Yeah, that's because economics as a field is heavily influenced by psychology. See, you can disagree as much as you want. Let's just move on with the axioms. What are your axioms?
I don't have my books here, so I have to look up everything. The basic premise of rational is a choice. Okay. Anyway, so if I remember, the rationality assumption assumes, for example, that rational actors, prefer more of a good than less of a good. For example, so let's say a good is pizza.
Okay.
So a rational actor prefers more pizza than less pizza. So that's one of
to
the
a limit, obviously, right?
No, that's it. There's no limit. So
you're saying that I personally would prefer 1 billion pizzas
yes,
to
less,
just 3 or 4.
Yes, because you can take the rest of the pizzas and sell them. That's the assumption. So
we'll operate under that assumption. First of all, your exact wording was a rational actor will prefer more of good than less of good, correct?
Yes. Also,
we have already had a discussion that's indicated that we have varying definitions of good.
No, so we assume a good like pizza. We assume good.
Okay, but I might hate pizza.
But in general, people appreciate pizza. So in general, you could trade the pizza for something else. So you would still prefer more of pizza than less of pizza. But for example, there's bads. So let's say work is a bad. In general, in economics, we consider work as a bad. So people prefer to work less than to work more. If a person is presented a choice, do you want to work more or work less?
I mean, but once again, there are workaholics, people who love to work.
No,
what
if
do you say
separate,
to them?
no, but let's say there's no pay. It's just work with no pay. It's just work. Just carry sands of bag from here to there. Just carry sands of bag for no purpose. You don't get any reward. So a purse, that's a bad. So
I would say for carrying sands of bag, that is true. Sorry, for carrying sands, bags of sand, that is true. What do you say to the artist whose work is to create? They would enjoy their work. They would think more of their work is good.
then fine. But
So you're conceding that people have varying definitions of what is good.
no, it's not about conceding. It's about it's defining. We need we just define things, and there um of course different people appreciate different things, but that's why they trade. That's exactly that's the foundation of why it's economical. That's the economics of free markets and free trade. So because
Right.
so a
Now,
person
now there might be people who value something so incredibly highly that they would not give it up for anything. Correct?
no, that's impossible. That's a violation. That's
Okay.
a violation of rationality. There's no such
So
thing.
now I have to ask you again. And now I have to ask you again, how much would you take for me to cut your head off?
No, stop. No. So we're not talking about that. You're hinting that the Amazonians appreciate living in the Amazons more than anything I could offer them. Like I could give
No.
So for
I am
example,
saying that that's a possibility, and I'm asking you what you would do in that situation. Would you back off?
so let me finish this sentence. So for example, you're saying that I could walk up to an Amazonian and I could give it a skyscraper, top-notch apartment in the Amazons. I'll give him an apartment with all the luxuries he could ever dream of, and a beautiful, gorgeous harem of beautiful women. And he's going to say no to that and keep his ugly women and live in a hut with the mosquitoes. That's irrational. So
I mean, the women he has, in his opinion, might be much better than the women you can offer.
no. That's
No, see, now again, we've already agreed that
okay.
people have
That's okay.
varying definitions of good.
Look. You right now, in my opinion, you're reaching for straws. You're being very. It's very irrational. So you're telling me that the Amazonians are irrational. That whatever I offer them, they would always say, no. I prefer living with the mosquitoes in the jungle. That's irrational.
I am not saying that they will.
We know that everyone on the planet is trying to reach America and to reach the West. Everyone. There is
That's
a
just not true.
flux. No,
I don't want to go to
no,
America.
but there's a flux. There's a flux. I'm not saying everyone. We know there is a flux.
You literally just said everyone.
Yeah, I meant a flux. I meant a flux. When I said
Okay.
everyone, I meant basically every country. From every country in the world, there's a flux. There's people moving both ways, but the flux is towards America, towards the West. So the Amazonians have the worst quality of life. To assume that they are different than the rest of humanity, I would say that's irrational. I would assume that they are the same
Okay.
as the rest of us, and they would enjoy the luxuries that we all enjoy. They're not different than the rest of us.
Within the Amazonian community, what do you think the flux is towards America? I would say it's probably close to zero. No one from America shows up here. No one from here goes to America. No one is trying
but
to leave the Amazon to go to
look,
America.
I'm going to negotiate with them, and all I want, we it doesn't matter because right now I don't have the freedom to go to the Amazons and negotiate with them to build a skyscraper because the government is going to stop me. The Brazilian government is not going to let me build a skyscraper, as far as I know. So it,
Yeah, I mean, it's hardly surprising. They get like 30% of their GDP from the Amazon.
so this means that the government knows that the Amazonians would gladly trade their lives for a Western life, because if it weren't so, then it would not be outlawed. The only reason it's outlawed, right? I
I'm
cannot
sorry.
go.
No. That's a horrible argument. You're saying, wait, so if it was not illegal, would you go around murdering people? Just because something is illegal doesn't mean it is something that humans want to do. A few people might
Then
want to do
why?
it,
Then
yes, and
why
to
did?
stop those people from
Then
doing something which is a net negative, the laws exist.
look. We can have a discussion about the law against murder. We can have a discussion, but in general, if there is a law against something, it's likely that without the law, people would do it. There's a law.
That's a no true Scotsman fallacy. So okay, fine. Let's look at another law. If the law against doing heroin didn't exist, do you think everyone in the world would just start doing heroin?
I'm not saying everyone, but of course, more people would do more drugs if there was no war against drugs. Of course, if there was no laws against the use and dissemination of drugs, of course, people would do more drugs. That's I don't think that's questionable.
So you're saying there's a large contingent of people, and the only thing stopping them from just shooting up right now is the fact that it's illegal.
Yeah, I think that's a rational assumption.
Okay, that is patently untrue. I don't think we can really have a conversation because you're just gonna no true Scotsman your way out of everything. Every
What,
time I make a point,
what do you
you
mean?
say, "Oh, but that's only a small subset. Most people wouldn't do that." This
What?
is all you're doing.
What are you talking about? What do you mean
Every
by
time,
wait?
every time I
What do you
make,
mean by
every
no?
time I make a point,
What do you mean by no true Scotsman? How? What is a no true Scotsman fallacy?
it's when you discredit a certain point by saying that the larger set conforms to your rule, except for the particular point.
I don't even know what you said right now. Anyway, how am I applying no true? I'm using no true Scotsman against you.
Essentially, I mean, you're saying that the first of all,
Well,
murder is the exception, and
no, we didn't discuss more. No, I'm saying I believe that right. I would go right now. I would personally go right now. I would run to the Amazon right now to start negotiation with the Amazonians to give to build them a skyscraper. Of course, I would. Many people would run to the Amazon, but the reason I'm not doing it is because it's illegal. It's like, what's the question? I don't even know what the question is. Of course, there's many people who like building that would run to many places on the planet to build. I would run to Alaska to build. I would go anywhere to build, but there's basically nowhere you can build today. It's
you're
illegal.
you're changing your point. Your original point was that the only reason that the people in the Amazon are not selling you their land and moving to America is that the government is stopping them. And if the government wasn't stopping them, they would sell you their land and move to America. Correct?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. I'm saying that that is not the only thing stopping them. They just don't need to go to America. It's possible, right? It's
Then
conceivable
let's
that this group of people
should
in the Amazon.
Then you should not object to allowing people to come in to make them to negotiate with them. Then you should not object. Then you
We
should
object,
allow me to
we
go
object to it.
negotiate with what?
We object to it on the same basis that we object to conmen. We don't like conmen because you might go there and scam them.
So you would object to me negotiating with anyone in the world, always.
No. I would object to you negotiating with a untouched tribe somewhere in the Amazon
What do you mean? Okay.
because you will probably scam them.
What do you mean? Probably, It's going to be completely transparent. I'll guarantee you any transparency you want. It's going to be live on YouTube. You'll see it. The negotiation and the contract
No, no,
signing.
there's an informational asymmetry. You know more than they do. That's just a fact.
But
We do
but
stop
if
people
but
from
if
entering
you
into contracts in terms of informational asymmetry.
but as soon as you change the law, there's many people are going to run and negotiate with the tribes, and whatever information you don't like, X doesn't give them, I'll give them. There's going to be a race to the bottom to give them all the
You're,
information. So they're going to have.
no, you're gonna give them a crash course. You're suggesting
But
that
I'm
you're
not the
gonna give
only
them a
one.
crash course in
But I'm not
Western
the.
civilization.
But I'm not the.
Sorry,
But I'm not the only one. There's going to be many investors who will go there, and the investors are going to make them offers, and are going. Many people will make them offers. They'll be able to choose the best offer.
okay, so you're saying 100 people or so will go to the Amazon and give the people there a crash course in Western society and help them make an informed choice
No,
on whether they want to stay in the
but
Amazon or move.
so let's say one person is going to give them an offer, and then I come in. I'll want to make a better offer. Let's say the first guy is going to try and cheat them. So I'm going to come in and give a better offer, an offer that is better for them because I want to get the deal. But then somebody else will come and will say, "Oh, I'm trying to cheat them," and they're going to give them a better deal. So there's going to be a race to the bottom. At the end,
People have different value systems. What you value, they might not value.
fine,
You would have to figure out, first of all, what their value system is, like what they actually
fine,
value, and then
fine,
give them that.
fine. Many people will rush to the Amazons and negotiate. That's called negotiation. So many people will
No, many
negotiate.
people would rush to the Amazon and try to scam them, and other
Yes,
people would help them scam them because it is in their collective best interest to scam them.
yes, but there's going to be people that will try to scam them, and I will come in and I will try to get the better deal. And there's going to be people who are going to
Yes, and
try.
you won't matter because by the time you get there, 20 people would have scammed them.
So I don't know why. Look, as soon. So there's going to be a law. The law is going to be applied on a certain date. Before then, people are going to rush in to start the negotiation. You're saying that one person is going to be there first and sign the contract. Then fine. Then because of this special circumstance, then have a deadline. Only allow us, will allow for this, and the the that's guaranteed not to be an issue. So we'll make
No,
sure.
I don't think it's not to be an issue. First of all, you're trusting the governments, and I don't know why you're doing that. I mean, I certainly wouldn't.
Okay, so and look. So I mean, you're moving the goalpost. My point is that in general, the Amazon should not be different than the rest of the planet, and we should convert the Amazon into civilization. And I don't think there is a rational objection. I think it's
Of course, there is. I mean, I'm saying that that is not better than what they have right now. There is no rational reason
then
why a
fine.
forest is
Then
better than
fine.
a
That's fine.
city.
That's fine. That's fine. Then I'm going to negotiate, and the negotiations will fail. So you don't need. You can remove the law from the books that prevents me from building a skyscraper on their tents, on their huts.
For God's sake, the law is there so that we can protect them. So should we remove the law on minors signing contracts?
No. So you agree that I should be able to negotiate with them to build a skyscraper on their huts. That
I
you
don't. No, I don't. I'm
Why
saying
not?
that we have those laws for the same reasons that we have laws to protect minors from signing contracts. There is informational asymmetry. You have more information than they do, and it is impossible.
So these people, okay. So let's give them a course. Let's give them time and teach them, and send anthropologists and send teachers and explain to them. Look, it's not that complicated. We're going to explain to them. Listen, you give us the land. We're going to build a skyscraper. You get the penthouse and $1 billion in cash to do whatever you want with it. That's basically the deal. I don't think you need to be right. So you want
Okay,
want
this is going in circles. This is going in circles. I mean, have a nice day, I suppose.
yeah. No, it was not going in circles. I was, of course, pinning him down further and further until he saw that I make sense. My position is rational, and his position is completely irrational and destructive to human civilization. Unfortunately, it is people like him who run society and are running society into the ground, and we are hopeless. But that's the way it is. All right, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. You've been a great audience. I didn't know this would actually be such an interesting stream. Okay, everyone. Bye bye.